Morning, y'all. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? The AC's on because it's hot as balls. It's me. I'm here. Let's play some video games. Love the JSRF remix. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good one. Werecat. She's down there. Experiment, Microwave, Bill, and our new friend, Raya the Reaper. How y'all doing today? Welcome to the stream. How's your weekends going? How were your weeks? My week went by surprisingly quickly. I've been getting some shit together for the video, and I'm working. You see that back there? I don't know why I turned it on that way. You see that back there? This? It's for the video. It's what the kids call prop. I did some arts and crafts. I got my X-Acto knife out and I cut some shit. Just put strings over shit. It's gonna be great. I'm here from the Chainsaw Man video. You and everybody else, my dude. That video is popping the hell off. I'm really glad you watched it, though. I hope you liked it. I'm assuming you liked it because you wouldn't be here otherwise. But thank you for checking it out. I worked really hard on that video, and I did not expect it to do as well as it's doing, so it's been fucking epic. I'm here. I just got up. What simulator? Well, the game's called Tyranny, so you tell me, Microwave. My giant move has had the full brakes applied because the contract wasn't signed. Okay, so what? Does that mean you're gonna get more time to do it or something? Sorry, my hair was being funky. I got a homework assignment from my therapist. It was to write a page about my trauma and life. I'm on page 56. That's longer than my entire Chainsaw Man script. Turn it into a video. Make millions of dollars. That's how you do it, baby. Just make a long-ass video. We're all here early. Full house in chat. It's bussing today. It's popping off. We got people in here. It's crazy. It means we get no more work done. We'll likely have the same timeline. Well, you could use this chance to renegotiate the contract and be like, hey, we need more time since we had to pause. Like 3 more weeks at least. What's up, Scorpion? How you doing? I was first. First what? First one here? You were the first one here today. Long-ass videos are where it's at on YouTube. It's the meta. It really is. You know, it's one of those things, like, sometimes I'll just see, like, a really long-ass video, and it's like, I don't even know anything about this subject, but the fact that it's, like, 8 hours long, I'll watch it. I'm down. You know? Pyrocynical made an 8-hour video about a show I've never seen. I watched the whole goddamn thing. How long can we drag this intro into just chatting stream? I don't know. I'm just doing it to piss off Bill because he wants me to play the game. Do you even think my executives are that smart? Intelligence, I would assume, is a part of the computer science industry, but I guess I wouldn't know. If I could see a passionate person talk my ear off about a topic, I'm here for it. It's pretty good. What's his name? I watched this video. I listened to it in the background while I worked, and I didn't retain any of it because it was a lot of information. But there's a guy on YouTube. He did like an 8-hour coverage of every facet of Morrowind. What was it called? Patrician Tier. That's what the video was called. Patrician TV. This guy made an almost 8-hour long video about goddamn Morrowind.
In a difficult proposition.
Like literally every facet of the gameplay, story, and side quests, all of it. He did all of it. And then he made a 12-hour Oblivion video, but I haven't watched that one yet because I actually intend to play all of Oblivion at some point. Did he do an Elden Ring video?
I know it's an easy thing to claim, but
I'll have to watch it at some point. I'm not doing a React Andy stream here. I haven't watched all of his videos. I've only seen that one. I wouldn't call myself an avid Patrician TV viewer. I want to make those videos, but every time I make a script, it always comes to less than 10 minutes. Really? My videos always end up longer than I intended. Like the one I wrote for the corkboard back there, I wanted that to be like 15, 20 minutes. It's half an hour. That's just reading through the script. That's outside of whatever edits I do. The Chainsaw Man video was not intended to be a 2-hour long video. Really wasn't. New vid when? Well, it's only half an hour long, script-wise. I'm planning to film on Monday. So I would give like 3-4 weeks. I don't know. About a month. Give me about a month, I'd guess. I do have to go out into the woods and do some filming for that video too, though, so that might drag me down a little bit. Chainsaw Man video is supposed to be 8 hours. No, I don't remember what my original target for the Chainsaw Man video was. I guess I didn't really have a target. I just kept writing until I was done writing, and then I looked at the script and I was like, holy fuck, this is 30 pages long. It's gonna be like 3 hours. And then I actually read through it and it was still only about 2 hours. So I was like, that's fine. That's fine. It's one of those things where like the longer a video gets, the harder it is to keep it consistent in terms of quality and like keep everything connected and like coherent and make it so it doesn't drag. So like right now, I would say like the longest video I could put together without it being shit would probably be about 3 hours. I'd say that's probably my maximum right now, just in terms of my script writing abilities. And hopefully we can get to that point where eventually I make it like a 10-hour long video and it's just great all the way through. But Jesus Christ, can you imagine me making a 10-hour video though? That would take me an entire year to put together. That would take a year, at least. Campfire, burn tomatoes, maybe. I can't even complain. This is shorter than the wait for the Chainsaw Man video. Yeah, it's not that bad. 4 or 5 months. What was it? I don't know. Why would it be shit if it's longer? 10 hours? Hell yeah. Well, but like, do you get what I was saying though? Like, you want your script to have like a coherent message and like a through line, and you want it to all be connected, right? At the beginning of the Chainsaw Man video, I mentioned that the thing I love about Chainsaw Man is subtle writing. At the end of the video, I talked about how subtle writing is part of what's great about it, right? It's harder to keep that through line intact in a stupidly long video. It's a lot harder. It's also harder to like, I don't know, pacing's a problem. When you think of like a 2-hour video, it like you kind of immediately feel like it's got bad pacing. But even I watched my Chainsaw Man video, I'm like, wow, I really didn't stop and like dwell on anything. How did this video end up being 2 hours long when I just kept moving to the next fucking thing? I don't know. I don't know how I did that. Maybe I just want to hang out with you for 10 hours. Do you think I could keep a train of thought for that long? I do 24-hour live streams every 6 months, Microwave. What more can you ask from me? I put 10 hours of stream content out a week. I'm out here busting my ass and it's not good enough because it's not edited? Is that what you're telling me? I've always wanted to make an in-depth review of JoJo's, but it always just turns into a rant. That's what my Chainsaw Man video was. Just one long-ass rant about how Fujimoto and movies. Stream your job. They would like that. You guys would like that, though. You guys would like that thing. You would like it if I did that. You'd be into that. Sorry, my phone died. I'm back though. Oh, what's up, Bri? I was thanking. I don't know if you heard me, but I thanked you for watching the Chainsaw Man video. It's very sweet of you. How you doing, bro? I'd love to see Mac keep inventory. I'll set up a tripod against a pallet I'm working on, and I'll explain to you guys how I organize it away. You're like, okay, so we're gonna try to keep like size. You gotta order it in a specific way when you're putting it on the cart, so you spend the least amount of time in the freezer as possible. Okay, you gotta look for like sized boxes and make columns out of those. But you also have to order it so that it'll be in order of how you go throughout the freezer, since you have to move things to get out of their way, right? So if you're starting at the end of the freezer, you want the stuff that's gonna be at the front of the freezer on the bottom, and at the top you have the stuff that's at the back of the freezer. So you start at the top, put stuff away, and you're not having to shuffle around boxes. As you know, that's what that would be. That would be that stream, and you guys would eat it the fuck up. You would. I know you would. I want to see Matt click around a computer. You guys can watch me balance my budget. You'll fucking love it. I'll show you guys how awesome my spreadsheet is that I made from scratch. It's epic. I watched your Chainsaw Man video. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm really glad you liked it. I'm assuming you liked it since you're here, but you haven't actually said you liked it yet, so maybe you're just here to tell me you hate it and I'm shit at it. Vinny-king videos, which should also not be inaccurate, but thanks, bro. January 2023 tax stream. Mac teaching us Excel hacks. I'm pretty damn good at Excel. I don't like that I'm good at Excel, but I'm pretty damn good at Excel. All right, let's play this video game. It's called Tyranny. I don't know anything about it. Bill just wanted me to play it, so he bought it for me, so I'm morally obligated to play it. What do you use to edit? I use Premiere. I use the Adobe software suite, so you're gonna have to pay for that. Is it too loud? No, I don't want to see the goddamn credits. I don't care who worked on this game. Take me back. Take me back to the goddamn. Thank you. No, it's showing me the credits again. Go away. I was just trying to turn down the volume. All right, let's play the game. Normal. Story mode. Normal difficulty. Hard. Path of the Damned. We'll just go normal. How about? Do you put proficient in Excel on your resume? I didn't before this job, but I would now. The only way I was able to read Chainsaw Man was to watch Diavolo's video, which is just him reading the whole story. I've never heard of that YouTuber.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world.
Kairos the
All who
Overworld.
stood against them fell before their might.
What an asshole.
Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel.
Kneel, you
to the
beta
Overlord's
males.
will.
Are there
Now
people who make...
Kairos' final
What happened to my
conquest
camera? What the
has come to
fuck
Arkham.
happened to my camera?
And our
The
lands.
fuck?
The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the
I don't know what did that.
Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spy master and archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus.
There's a lot of exposition happening that I'm already lost on.
The Scarlet Chorus grows stronger.
It still seems really loud. Am I crazy? Is it okay, guys?
Serve.
I hope power comes back. Me too. Do you think I can edit a video within a 7-day free trial? You can do anything if you try hard enough.
Leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle.
Damn, that's one hell of a stake to flame. You know who else had never seen defeat? Melania, and I kicked her ass too.
Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to
You should do an editing stream.
Aided by the
It's not the first time I've been asked to do that.
judges and executioners of the
I wouldn't even be against doing it. The only problem is I don't want to spoil what my current video is.
The court of Fatebinders, when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How
I'd be
could
interested in doing like post video edit streams where I talk about like how I edited a video that I already put out. The only reason I don't do like editing streams for the videos I'm working on is because I don't want to spoil them. But after the fact, I'd be happy to be like, hey, here's how I did this. Here's how I did that. Did anybody retain any of that? Kairos is an asshole. There's 2 armies. There's a guy with 3 faces. That's about all I know. Bill, am I on track with the lore? Are we all on the same page? Which one of these women is buffest? I think that's the stockiest, but I like the taller lady. Let's go tall lady. I want to be... Oh, they don't have like the ultra pale ghost skin. How am I supposed to scare people on Halloween if I don't have ultra pale ghost skin? This sucks. Pretty much there's a bad guy you gotta kill, boom, done. That's generally the plot, isn't it? I thought this was just a Civilization ripoff. What the fuck is this god shit? I don't know. Bill, tell him what the game is. I don't know either. I can't explain it. God tier stream title. Thank you. I thought it was pretty funny. Tall lady, based Mac. You guys know what I'm into. You guys saw my Final Fantasy XIV character. In the Northern Empire where you were born, women enjoy equal protections in the laws of Overlord Kairos. Yo, Kairos is kind of an asshole, but at least he's all for equality, huh? In the southern lands of the Tiers, women may crew a ship, but only men may own or captain a vessel. Okay, maybe not. But while these customs give the oceans to the men, the lands are trusted to the women. Men may rent and lease, but only women may own land and bequeath it to their daughters and sisters. This is a very strange societal hierarchy. While following a parent's profession is standard, many women choose to pledge service to one of the Overlord's powerful Archons. Those without a viable trade or lands to call their own are often drafted into the armies of the Archons, where it is assumed they will rise to glory or vanish into obscurity in accordance to their worth. I'm gonna tell you something, I've never played any Final Fantasy. You're not missing anything, don't worry about it, bro. I played Final Fantasy with my boys for a little bit, but I'm just not an MMO guy. And the rest of the Final Fantasy games are turn-based. I'm not really a turn-based guy, so. You are an officer of Tunon, basically Judge Dredd. You say that as if saying Judge Dredd will suddenly make me understand what I'm looking at. Who the hell is Judge Dredd? Only answerable by Tunon himself of the Overlord Kairos. Your task is to unify the last of the world for the Overlord. So I'm on the side of the bad guy here? Okay. For a game being called Final Fantasy, an awful lot of them, there sure are. I like that face. What kind of hair options we got? Which hair are you guys digging? I kind of like that one. It's kind of poggers. It's kind of like my hair, but not as cool. I'm also kind of digging that one, though. But also not. I like this one. This one's kind of pogging. Let's go with that. Voice. Female sneaky. She's so quiet. I like female aggressive. I like an aggressive lass. What kind of tattoo do I want? Where's the One Piece tattoos at, though? I want some spooky runes to make them think that I have Scar's alchemy tattoos from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Maybe some face tattoos, a little bit. I played Elden Ring for a week while I was at his house and my cousin's house, and extremely enjoyed it. I just beat I just beat Elden Ring like a week and a half ago or something like that. No, just 1 week ago. It's definitely a game. Where is this tattoo? Does anybody see it? Oh, it's on my hand. That is tiny. I kind of like the rune arms. I'm not going to lie to you. That's kind of cool. Can't wait for me to wear armor for the entire game and never actually see it. This is kind of sick too, though. Kind of like a Yakuza sleeve without any of the Yakuza imagery. Kind of into it. Let's go with it. Let's go with the portrait that does not look even remotely like me. Yeah, that's a good one. Give me this angry knight man. I like that. Yeah, I like the guy with the mustache too. The portrait options are so good. $20 a month for Adobe and it won't even show me the UI. Where the hell are you getting Adobe for $20 a month? It's $50 a month where I'm from. I know a trick to become level 30 off the bat. That's pretty poggin. Kind of seems like it would make the game less fun though, to be honest. How did you join Kairos army? Oh my god, there's so much text. Bill, someone hire a voice actor on Fiverr to read all this shit for me. War Mage sounds cool. Few have the combination of wits and courage to be accomplished casters and warriors, and those cursed with such a combination of talents are invariably pulled from their mundane lives and assigned to the armies of the Archons. Your earliest memories are a painful slog of training, study, lectures, and exhaustion, all the elements of being groomed for battle. You knew better than to ask what became of your family, nor to question the missives allegedly penned by their hand that were part of your earliest lessons in reading. When you reached adulthood, Tunon the Adjudicator came to the barracks and laid claim to your life, seeing you as too valuable for the crucible of battle. The Archon of Justice deemed your life better spent dedicated to the art of punitive legal remedies. Though you had much to learn in matters of civil discourse, none can deny your bright future as Tunon's next great enforcer. But it's really easy to do and it's not exploiting. Alright, do it then. Do it then, pussy. The cool system of this game is the magic one. Games like these make me not want to play them because of all the text. Yeah, it's see, it's hard, right? Because I don't dislike this kind of thing, but it's not great for stream. It's not like great for me to like sit here reading because it's kind of boring for you guys, and I feel bad about that. But I'm gonna do it nonetheless. However, I might not read all these. Noble Scion. This is just giving me grafted Scion PTSD, so I'm not into that. War Mage sounds the coolest. I mean, if Bill says Magic's the thing, I always like doing Battle Mage builds in like every game ever. We're doing War Mage. Can we make our character Mama Duck? Can we make her Mama Duck too? You were trained in the following combat styles. Where's the anchor combat style? That's my school reading port right there. Yeah, brother. Vigor spells, shock spells, great sword, javelin, dual wielding, unarmed attacks, frost spells. What is atrophy spells? That sounds cool. No, hang on. Drains the skills and attributes of your enemies, weakening their attacks, make them easier to kill. I can help with what each kind of does. No! I'll figure it out. Vigor spells, I assume, are like, I'm like a party healer. Yep. I could be a pugilist. I could beat everybody up. That could be fun. I like the idea of doing greatsword, although it wouldn't give me a lot of points into this magic that I'm trying to build up. But I also don't want to be like pure magic, which is what these magic ones all seem to be focused on. As War Mage, you have bonuses to one-handed magic and parry. One-handed? I guess sword and shield would probably be a good one then. I just have to switch the shield out for like a little wand or something. I can just buff the shit out of my one-handed and parry by going sword and shield. I'm kind of into it. I like the Spartan look. It's kind of sick. I've been watching videos on YouTube that basically read over the Chainsaw Man Part 2, and it's very interesting. Part 2's kind of pogging so far. That white-haired bitch is going to die. I'm calling it. That or she'll betray Mitaka. We'll see what happens. I shouldn't talk about it. No more talk about Part 2. It's spoiler territory. Some people haven't read it yet. We'll do Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield seems like a good starting one. What abilities do we get? Shield Stun. Slam your shield against the target, dazing them for a moderate duration. And Sunder. Deliver a powerful overhead attack that reduces the target's armor. Sounds pretty sick. Why can't I choose next? Do I have to... One. Choose one. Oh, I'm choosing one of the abilities. Give me Sunder then. Secondary expertise. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I like the idea of shock spells. Shock, like the shocky damage is always kind of fun. But debuffing is also good, especially if I'm doing like a battle mage build, debuffing is really good because then I can fuck them up with my little sword. Gather entropic energy and channel into enemies, sapping the target's might and vitality. Let's go atrophy. Let's be the asshole build. Let's be the debuff and beat you up build. I'll go for the fucking Malekith the Black Blade build. It also feels like either two things are going to happen. Either one, the new girl is going to die, or two, she's the new MC. That's an interesting theory. Banner? I hardly know her. All right, let's choose something that feels battle magey. Something that looks like a weapon but has a little bit of like mystical elements. Or I could just go for the noose and tell people to kill themselves. That's funny too. I like this one. I like the sword with wings. That's nifty. Character colors. Where's my pink? Where's my pink? Pink and blue. You know me. That's my shit. Let's go. I'm into it. We'll have our banner loosely match that. I like the look of that. Very poggin. What do I name her? Oh, fuck. I have to name her. Guys, vote on what I'm gonna name her. Because you guys know I just want to name her Joe. But I've named too many characters Joe recently. Little bitch. How dare you? Big bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you, Experiment. She a big bitch. Might, physical strength, finesse, physical and mental precision, quickness, ability and spell cooldown. We should put some points into that. Give me like 2 points into that. I'd put 3 somehow. Vitality, health, wits, magic defense, resolve, affliction duration, magic defense. Give me some more vitality. We'll put a couple points into that. A couple points into might. And we'll put like 1 into finesse and 1 into resolve. Yeah, that sounds good. Should have gone with Ligma. No, big bitch is where it's at. Oh, Jesus. So many micro points to assign. Just give me a fuck ton of magic and damage. My one-handed is already busted, but we're just gonna blast the shit out of it. Can I dual wield like my staff? Points at atrophy. Traverse difficult terrain as well as their ability to execute complicated moves in combat. I almost have enough points for a Luna moment. Well, she's waiting for you, bro. Lore is magic stat. It's also my decipher information stat. We'll put some points into athletics, some points into lore, points into dodge. We're not going to be a sneaky little bitch, so no subterfuge. Subterfuge. 3 more points. Where do we put them? 1 into staff, 1 into one-handed, 1 more into control. Boom. Got him. How do you want to continue? Selecting the conquest option will allow you to play through Kairos Conquest as of the tiers, choosing how your character was involved in the invasion. This gives you the most control over the starting state of the game and other factions will react to your character. I'm guessing Quick Start is like your second playthrough kind of thing. Yeah, that's your second playthrough. We'll go with Conquest. Conquest for context!
All the world has fallen.
Lore stat is how much you matter.
And now the Overlord's eye is on the Tiers, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
Sick.
In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tiersmen so...
I'm just gonna move myself out of the way. Oops. I skipped it, my bad. During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the Tiers, shaping the world through which your adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the tiers respond to you. Your decisions matter. Choose wisely. Wait, it's only the first year of his conquest and he's already taken over most of the world? The fuck is this? The Bastard City. The Bastard City stood on the northern border between Kairos Empire and the Tiers, built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between realms. The city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tiers, it was a center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it the first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the Tiers. Kairos' will is insurmountable. This is the longest tutorial before tutorial I've ever seen. It's kind of a lot. Not really on the same level as Monster Hunter though. Play for 3 hours before you fight your first monster, asshole. Have fun. Inflate the Tiers. Both armies sent their forces to prepare the way. Infiltrate the Tiers, sorry. Or Gates of Judgment. In the first major engagement of the war, Kairos armies crossed the mountains and established a foothold. I don't know. The armies of Kairos took the battle to the Gates of Judgment, trumpeting the opening call of the conquest of the Tiers. The two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, brought their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to a battle alongside the army whose approach best suited your strengths. Scarlet Chorus. Shield to shield, Kairos Ironclad Elite. You advanced the mercenary army purchased by the nobles of the Bastard City. The Legion wanted to send a message to the Tiers that superior breeding and discipline training would win the day. So eugenics is how we win. That's what this army is. What's the army? The Disfavored. The Disfavored is the eugenics side. And the Scarlet Chorus is the tricky dicky asshole side. I'm going with eugenics. Let's go. The Bastard City learns too late that a military is earned and never bought. The mercenary army quickly found themselves outclassed by the superior tactics and formation of the Disfavored. Those few who lived to the end of the battle were rounded up, the weak executed, and the strong enslaved to haul the army's wagons on the journey south. Poggin. Have you read Chojin X? I am reading it, yes. I like it. I don't have any really strong feelings about it. It's pretty good. I can't remember what it is, but there's an intro to a game that takes like 1 hour to finish. Some games just don't know how to immerse you into it, my dude. Feeding the host. You found a way to feed Kairos' army in enemy territory. Judge the enemy. You decided the fate of the enemy soldiers captured in battle. I think I should protect my boys. Against the most optimistic projections, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus made short work of the local defenses. They did so well that the armies quickly outpaced their supply caravans. Troops were plentiful, but food was scarce. You only had time to execute one plan to secure provisions. You authorized Disfavored troops to confiscate food and supplies from the traveling merchant caravans. The Tiers had already spent ignorant centuries glutting themselves outside of Kairos law. You authorized the Scarlet Chorus to send their horde out to pillage from farms and villages, spreading the infamy of Kairos' army, and prepared the Tiers for the reality of the impending conquest. That sounds like a good scare tactic. I like that one. I gotta go, man. Can't wait for Chainsaw Man to be released as an anime. Me neither. Thanks for stopping by, Rye. I'll talk to you later, bro. Only two pleased follow this particular order. The Scarlet Chorus divided up the outlying farms and villages among their gangs and set out to collect provisions. Though they returned with wagons laden with supplies, the terror and destruction sowed in their path boosted morale and ensured that everyone from the Bastard City to Stalwart knew their name. I like that. Taking the Bastard City. The armies of Kairos amassed around the Bastard City, the first bastion of the Tiers to fall. Both armies longed to storm the walled outpost, the Scarlet Chorus howling for plunder, and the Disfavored forming an unbreakable shield wall. Your prowess on the field of battle had carried them this far, but there was one more step before their total victory. Both the armies had inspired schemes to take Bastard City. Which did you support? You joined the Disfavored vanguard in a direct assault behind the city gates. No fortification would stand before the unstoppable legion.
Oh my
goodness! Coriander Ghoul, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard, my friend. Appreciate you, dude. I gained some ability for that. Warrior's Respite. Stand your ground in the face of defeat. During this time, you'll regenerate health rapidly, but your damage is significantly reduced. Kind of lame. You join the Scarlet Chorus in setting fire to the city and blocking the gates. The defenders would surrender or burn. That's always a fun one. Gather heated energy into your hands and release it onto a foe. The target ignites in flames, burning over time. It'd be a good additional magic and debuff for me. You led a mixed band of disfavored Scarlet Chorus scouts over the city walls to sabotage its defenses. And we gained Concealing Shadows. Create a cloud of obscuring shadows and dust for a short duration. Enemies that use physical attacks against you have a significantly increased chance to miss. During this time, your attacks will also be less effective. I'm going with the Scarlet Chorus path. Let's go. Nothing like burning out some people. It was passing strange to barricade the very gates you sought to cross, but it all made sense when the fires began. The Scarlet Chorus sent a constant rain of flaming arrows on the walls of the bastard city, a plague that lasted throughout long days and tireless nights. By the end, the blaze was too much for the city defenders to contain. Citizens crowded at the gates, pleading to be freed from their smoldering city. You and your army were happy to oblige them. When the gates opened, they opened from inside. I like that. It's good shit. GG, boys. Fucking melted that city. The bastard city settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displayed Kairos banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumors of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos conquest, either as judge and overseer of the settlement of Lethian's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing in the realm of Apex. Apex. The troops of the mountain realm of Apex stood idle in the safety of their valley, biding their time as their neighbors in the bastard tier fell. In the second year of war, a joint force of the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus crossed over the mountain to take control of the tier's central valley, or Leviathan's Crossing. Deposits of iron made the settlement of Leviathan's Crossing a strategic war asset. Kairos sent the forge-bound smith mages of exceptional skill to establish a flow of weaponry. Tunon the Adjudicator sent one of his fate binders to ensure the enforcement of Kairos law. Is that me? Important context is that iron is more valuable than gold. Well, I was already thinking about taking iron since resources are important. I'm going with Lethian's Crossing. I don't know why I said Leviathans. Let's get rich early, fellas. I just read chapter 98 of Chainsaw Man. I'm so confused. What are you confused about? Actually, this is so difficult. Well, let's not talk about it too much. Talk in general terms. We're gonna avoid spoilers for anyone who is interested in reading it and hasn't. Years ago, Lethian the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of the ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and the mercenary company meant that caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or bane, and the town thrived in modest insignificance. Lethian's Crossing drew Kairos' attention for the iron deposits in the surrounding hills. With the region under Kairos' control, the northern smith mages could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapons in the known world. Who are these people? Why so fast-paced? Why is everyone making contracts now? I mean, it's the beginning of a new part. There's going to be a bunch of new characters. That's just how exposition works. I don't know what to tell you, bro. And plus, it's a 50-page chapter, so. The Archon of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking the crossing in a bloodless victory. Tunon dispatched you to travel alongside Kairos' force and bring order to the region. Sounds fun. Just read the chapter a couple times. It was 50 pages. Yeah. It's a long goddamn chapter. I personally like, especially when you're reading a series that is like coming out week by week. I read every chapter more than once, just to like really process everything that happens. I usually read a chapter like 2 times minimum. The iron must flow. You found a clever solution to improve production of iron weapons and armor. The Archon of Song's power ensnared the mind of a disfavored soldier. That doesn't sound as profitable, but I'm interested in it. Sirin, Archon of Song, used her arcane charm to lure locals into joining Kairos' army. As a patroness of the Scarlet Chorus, her efforts were critical to the conscription of new recruits. When an enthralled, disfavored soldier joined her cult, his company feared that the Archon was growing out of control and needed to be stopped. Kairos smith mages worked day and night to create weapons. No one faulted their dedication, yet production was low. The plans that came to light proved divisive to the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus. On one hand, any additional manpower was needed for fighters, not forgers. On the other hand, the celebrated weaponry of Kairos' armies needed to be fiercely guarded. Finding a clever solution to armament distribution sounds like a good way to curry favor with everybody involved. The Scarlet Chorus took refugees from the recent influx and forced them to serve in Kairos military. You repurpose these individuals to haul weapons of iron for the Smith Mages. Wagons of iron for the Smith Mages. This proved an inconvenience to the Scarlet Chorus, who relied on their force of numbers to be effective in the field. Or, you conscripted help from a local tribe of beastmen. Their strength would more than offset their disobedience. The disfavored protested the savages have access to the secrets of iron, but their voices were few compared to the support of the Scarlet Chorus. Is the game on Steam? Yes, it is. The disfavored demanded that the Archon of Song cease her recruitment practices and that they be allowed to violently subdue her cult of followers. The loss of soldiers was a significant setback to the Scarlet Chorus conscription efforts. In the Scarlet Chorus tradition, you sent the latest batch of cultists to the front lines of the Apex campaign. Those who survived were welcome to remain in Kairos military, and the performance would stand as a testimony to Siren's effectiveness. I don't fucking know. Let's go with iron production by using the Beastmen. Might screw me over later, but... The Scarlet Chorus were overjoyed to learn of a Beastman conscription and graciously lent their support to your cause. The local Beastmen were subdued and yoked to iron-bearing wagons, where their boundless strength and tirelessness proved critical to the Smith Mages. The disfavored grew agitated about exposing the secret of iron to savages. You tended to allay their concerns, but your words fell flat before a stubborn, uncompromising audience. Kairos armies used Lethian's crossing as a reprieve from the war. The city grew more crowded as a mercenary army hired by the Archon of Secrets occupied the barracks, where they drained resources and escalated tensions. The disfavored wanted nothing to do with the Sellswords, but the Scarlet Chorus sought to invite them into the fold. Since you aided the production of the weapons, commanders of both armies lobbied for additional arms. They offered all manner of bribes to be next in line for a fitting session with the Masters of the Forge. How did you sate the lust for iron? So this would be a good way to regain the disfavored's favor. You let the disfavored have the iron, keeping the best tools in the hands of the elite. The Scarlet Chorus saw this slight as an obvious display of preferential treatment, but the disfavored are going to use it better because they're less tricky. So that makes sense. Tune-on options, the third always have an interesting take. You gave iron arms to the Scarlet Chorus commanders, knowing they pay very well for any killing tool. Weaponry of such acclaim was typically reserved for the highest disfavored officers, but you were open to change traditions under the circumstances. You allowed no change to the orderly dispensation of iron and punished those who tried to bribe you twice. That's an interesting non-biased option. 100-acre wood sim goes hard. What the fuck are you talking about, Jared? I like the idea of using this option to regain favor with the disfavored, but also I am taking a bribe if I do, which isn't going to look good for me. The home of Winnie the Pooh? Oh, I see. I never read Winnie the Pooh Kid, personally. The disfavored demanded that the mercenaries be kept from Kairos armies. The righteous occupiers would not deign to share provisions or supplies with the degenerate sellswords. You built a separate barrack and mess hall in order to keep the sellswords out of the army's way and enacted strict laws against disorderly conduct. More eugenics, not a bad move. You let the Scarlet Chorus and the mercenaries engage in combat games and challenges and allowed laws against revelry and merriment to go unenforced. Those who won the contest took a greater share of provisions, and sellswords and merits were invited to join Kairos' army. I just caught up with Chainsaw Man. I want power back. Don't we all? This will make the disfavored stronger, which might be more useful to me later. See, I feel like the Scarlet Chorus is more about like using tricky tactics to like scare. Like nobody is going to understand this reference because I know none of you are into Kingdom, but the way I see it. The disfavored are Osen's army and the Scarlet Chorus are Kan Ki's army, right? Kan Ki's army does not need greater numbers or greater weapons because they always find a way to be tricky to win, right? Like their strength is in how they don't do anything by normal means. You do get it? You read Kingdom? You get it? JK, now I don't. You son of a bitch. So Kingdom is a manga about Chinese history, about the unification of China. And a lot of it focuses on like massive battles with hundreds of thousands of soldiers, right? So in Qin's... Stop it. I hate all of you. That's just the plot of the game, No Life. In Qin's army, there's two great generals, Kan Ki and Osen. Osen is a brilliant tactician. Fucking ultra mega mind motherfucker. Nobody gets anything past him. He has backup plans for his backup plans. The motherfucker never, it seems, surprised about anything. Kan Ki, on the other hand, doesn't know anything about normal tactics. Like he's a bandit who became a general. That's who Kan Ki is. And he doesn't know anything about normal battle tactics, but he's smart as fuck about tricking his enemy. It doesn't matter. If you put Kan Ki in a battle where the enemy has 300,000 soldiers and he only has 100,000, he'll win. Because he knows how to trick the enemy into thinking he has greater power. I've heard of it though. I was wondering if it was worth reading. I love Kingdom. Kingdom's great. Very worth reading. So that's what I'm seeing here, right? Like the disfavored are Osen's army. They're about they're about fucking tactics and power. And they're gonna win by being smart and effective. But the Scarlet Chorus, they're Kan Ki. You know, they're gonna burn your city out. They're gonna starve you out. They're gonna do what they need to do to trick you into losing without having to fight themselves, basically. So in terms of the battle for iron, the disfavored are gonna use that iron better, and that's how I view it. The Scarlet Chorus don't need it per se. Kingdom video win. I'd have to reread like all of Kingdom. I'm so like, there's so much that happens in that manga that I just completely have forgotten about. I'm gonna give the disfavored iron. Passing out iron to even the hardiest Scarlet Chorus gang boss would have been a waste of resources. Most of them couldn't wield arms more complicated than a pitchfork, and their chances of surviving a fortnight were suspect. The disfavored, by contrast, knew how to use and respect a capable weapon to its greatest potential. Perhaps more importantly, the disfavored remembered their friends, and when a time of need arises, and their loyalty runs as deep as any vein of iron ore. I think it's smart. I think it's a smart move. Who controlled the crossing? Tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the voices of Nerat, who the fuck are they? Injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tunon ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kairos' more responsible servants. Only a token garrison could be left behind while the armies returned to the front. As the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus showed increasing tension and hostility towards each other, Tunon decreed it best that only one force control the crossing. Voice of Nerat is the leader of the chorus. I see. Who controlled the crossing? Oh boy, this is a tough choice. You granted control of the... Oh man, I can't, I don't even, it's not even going to warn me about like potential consequences. I still think disfavored are going to be a better choice for holding on to this place. Because they're going to use iron better. They're going to use iron better than the chorus will. The chorus don't fucking know what's going on. Bunch of goddamn barbarians. I'm going disfavored. Disfavored placed a modest garrison in the settlement of the Lethian's Crossing. Though the force was larger than might be needed to police the small settlement, protecting the forge-bound ironsmiths became the true agenda of the defense force, as these magical craftsmen kept the disfavored invasion force suited in iron. Relieved at the departure of the Scarlet Chorus, the citizens of Lethian's Crossing felt they got at least the least of two burdens. You received word from the Graven Ash thanking you for your decision. The forge-bound and their weaponry could not be entrusted to the voices of Nerat. Sounds like I made the right choice, but who knows? The Scarlet Chorus are pissed though. I used, I've only sided with the Scarlet Chorus like once. Everything else I've been on the disfavored side. With the mercenaries expelled and Lethian's Crossing under new leadership, Kairos forces congratulated themselves on bringing order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the course of its diversion, the army front advanced further into the tiers. Your skills were needed in the realm of Azure, Stalwart, or the Vellum Citadel. Vellum Citadel. Kairos' conquering gaze fell upon the Vellum Citadel, its treasures, its knowledge, and its secrets. Azure. Kairos dispatched the Archon of Stone to subjugate the nation of Azure. Stalwart. With its easily defended position and rich military tradition, the realm of Stalwart was the most formidable realm in the tiers. So that's going to gain me a lot of recognition if I manage to take it over, right? But if I fail, that's not going to be good. But at the same time, I'm reading rich military tradition here, right? Which means it would give me a lot of chances to side with the Scarlet Chorus and make it up to them a little bit, because their unorthodox tactics might be exactly what we need to take over an easily defended position. Knowledge is often tightly controlled by the Overlord, especially forbidden lore. I don't give a shit. Stalwart would also be a great position for us to be in terms of our conquest. It gives us a good foothold within the tiers. Because if it's easily defended, then we can't be kicked out as easily. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I'm leaning towards, I really am. I'm leaning towards Stalwart here. I like how there's just no information on the nation of Azure. I'm gonna go with Stalwart. I'm gonna see if we can capture this using Scarlet Chorus methods. The Roman stalwart was best known for its proud army, disciplined, courageous, and undefeated on their home soil. Skill and resolve made stalwart a military power that Kairos forces approached with due caution. With its southern position, Stalwart had been largely safe from war, watching for 2 years as its neighbors fell to Kairos forces. On the dawn of the third year of the war, Kairos forces were finally poised to invade the Stalwart Peninsula and subdue the Tyr's most vaunted army. Is this the entire game? No, this is just the exposition. Marching on empty. Tragedy struck when hungry Scarlet Chorus soldiers appropriated disfavored supplies. That's not ideal. A stinging defeat led to accusations among Kairos armies. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to solve some dispute. After defeat at the hands of enemy defenders, the Scarlet Chorus accused the disfavored of recklessness. The disfavored claimed the Scarlet Chorus brought too few soldiers to cover their flanks. Both armies refused to march until you gave a ruling. Expositions shouldn't last 1 hour. To be honest, I don't dislike this. This is fun. You know, maybe again, this might just be the Kingdom reader in me, but I'm actually really enjoying this like battle strategy thinking. Specifically, like, okay, here's the thing. The arc that Kingdom is in right now is about Qin, one of the like 7 countries within China that is trying to unify China, is trying to squash Zhao, one of the other gigantic powers within China. So like, I'm legitimately like, part of their strategy to take over Zhao was to find an extraordinarily well-defended city and take it, so they'd have a foothold in Zhao. So that's what I'm thinking of right now. I am Qin invading Zhao right now. That's how I feel. And it's I like the decision making. Kingdom sounds pog. Kingdom's really, I really recommend Kingdom. It's long as fuck though. It's in like chapter 700 plus. It's very long manga. I love the section of Kingdom sounds like I may read. Kingdom is great. Let me tell you about Kingdom. So just because not enough people read it. Kingdom is great because it follows the story of a kid named Shin who is just a slave at the beginning of the story, just a slave who wants to become a great general, the greatest general in China. Should I read Kingdom or Chainsaw Man first? Chainsaw Man is 100 chapters right now. Kingdom is 700 plus. So you tell me. This guy talks, am I right, fellas? I do be doing that. What's up, Alyssa? So Kingdom has a really interesting progression because Shin starts as just a slave who joins the army, right? It's like a shonen manga at first. It's like him just fighting and to gain some glory. But as it progresses, like he gains positions, he gets promoted, he gets power, he gets command, he gets control. And so it kind of evolves from like being Shin doing his own thing as like a single member of an army to Shin controlling an army, and it's more about the tactics of the battle to win larger fights. It's really interesting. It's a really interesting progression. Plus Chainsaw Man has Reize. It does have Reize. And everybody wants to fuck Reize. So there you go. Everyone wants to fuck Makima too. Everyone wants to fuck all the girls in Chainsaw Man. There's a lot of Kobeni porn out there, that's all I'm saying. She's not even that involved in the story. Okay, so what's happening here again? After defeat at the hands of the enemy soldiers, Scarlet Chorus accused of its favored. Its favored claimed the chorus. Okay. Knowing the disfavored reputation for discipline, as well as the Scarlet Chorus powers to instill fear and frenzy, you decided the Scarlet Chorus was in the wrong. Lacking proof that the Scarlet Chorus recruits were negligent, you punished his favorite commanders for their failure and for bringing charges without evidence. Kobeni Karusi. Oh, get the Karusi. You either pick armies or Reize. The stalwart defenders burned their crops as they retreated, leaving the invaders little to forage. Starving the Scarlet Chorus mob. This is straight up like, was Obsidian just ripping off Kingdom? You know what happens in Kingdom? They take that well-defended city, and then Zhao fucking cuts them off and takes back a city they took originally. So they're stranded in the middle of Zhao with no means to get supplies. And they nearly starved to death. This is like beat for beat the invasion of Zhao by Qin. I didn't realize this would strike on such a chord. Neither did I. Starving, the Scarlet Chorus mob raided from the disfavored's well-maintained supply lines, incurring casualties on both sides. He's really in the zone here. It's awakening it's like a choose your own. It's like what are they called? Choose your adventure book. What are they called? You know what I'm talking about, but that's not what it's called. What? Choose your own adventure. Okay, I was right. Choose your adventure series. It's like a choose your adventure version of Kingdom. That's what I'm having right now. You order that the thieving Scarlet Chorus soldiers be spiked for their affront. By your command, the disfavored shared their provisions. The thieves each lost a hand for their treachery. I mean, like, we're in this together. They should be sharing supplies. That's how I feel. I don't think it's good. I mean, I'm punishing the thieves, right? I'm still punishing the thieves. And I'm mandating that the disfavored share, which they should be sharing because this is a united effort. That seems like a no-brainer to me. And we're trying to get back on the Scarlet Chorus' side here after basically giving the entire last city to disfavored. So, I'm going with this. Scarlet Chorus commanders argued that the Horde was starving, being the largest of Kairos' army. They were also the least provisioned. The men were wrong to steal, but the disfavored were equally wrong to withhold supplies from their armies. This is what I said, from their allies. You agreed with the chorus version of events in order that the disfavored supplies be shared. The thieves themselves would be punished with the loss of a hand and returned to the front lines. The disfavored found this a sickening aberration of justice and surrendered their supplies with grudging acceptance. Beast of Stalwart, a new Scarlet Chorus tactic provoked disfavored rage. A string of mass suicides led to the Scarlet Chorus making demands of the disfavored? What? Rather than submit to Scarlet Chorus conscription, conquered locals began committing suicide. Desperate to add more bodies to the Horde, the Scarlet Chorus demanded a portion of disfavored prisoners. The disfavored denied the right of recruitment as the realm's population had taken a steep decline. This is interesting. You banned the Scarlet Chorus from recruiting in the realm of Stalwart, going so far as to notify the locals to assuage their fears. So they're just not... Oh, I see. The locals are that afraid of being a part of the Scarlet Chorus. So that's why they're killing themselves. You refused the disfavored request and allowed the Scarlet Chorus to continue recruitment. Additionally, you ordered that disfavored camp slaves be given to the Chorus to make up for the losses suffered. I don't like either of these options. Beast of Stalwart. Scarlet Chorus mages discovered a spell to turn beastmen slaves against their handlers. The army prepared to deploy their tactic elsewhere, but the disfavored protested. The use of unsanctioned magic practices ran contrary to Kairos law, and beastmen were considered too erratic to be relied upon, even as shock troops. See, this is a very Kon-Ki kind of tactic, though. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of tactic that's going to work against a traditionally defended fort. The Voices of Nerat is rumored to be an amalgamation of souls or personalities. When he takes you, you become part of him. Who brought up the Voices of Nerat? Or are you saying that the Scarlet Chorus is essentially of one mind? You agreed with the disfavored argument and ordered the beastmen slain. The Scarlet Chorus mages who discovered the trick were ordered never used again on pain of execution. That's what they fear. Oh, I see. You approved of the Scarlet Chorus' new innovation and ruled the technique and acceptable use of wartime magic. I'm down for it, you know? If we're fucking attacking the most well-guarded city in the country, then some fucking tactics is what we need, isn't it? I'm for the Scarlet Chorus, bro. The disfavored lambasted you for authorizing such a risky tactic. Kairos armies also relied on beastmen haulers, and the disfavored argued such magic would inevitably unravel supply chains and logistics. The Chorus, on the other hand, were emboldened by the decree and considered you an honorable patron of arcane inquiry. Though the Scarlet Chorus struggled to maintain a presence in Stalwart, this magic for enraging beastmen slaves was used for bloody effect throughout the countryside. We need smirts to chin. The Edict of Storms. The disfavored carved a slow, steady path into the heart of Stalwart and surrounded the enemy's massive fortress with the main bulk of their forces defeated. With the main bulk of their forces defeated, the enemy leadership retreated to their mighty fortress, content to wait out the war. The Overlord answered this impudence with an Edict of Storms on the peninsula, a devastating spell that would endure for as long as the cowardly hearts of the Stalwart's leaders persisted in beating. Knowing before anyone else that the edict would occur, the voices of Nerat lobbied for you to deliver the mighty incantation. Aside from being given a 3-day window to read the edict, you received no other instructions. Agreeing with the wish of the disfavored, you proclaimed the edict at once, leaving the enemy no time to react. Stalwart had ample opportunity to surrender for several years. The time for mercy was long gone. In an attempt to integrate themselves with the people of Stalwart, the Scarlet Chorus insisted that warning be sent to the towns and villages so that the people may prepare for the horror about to descend on them. Why are the Scarlet Chorus all of a sudden all about warning people? And this feels reversed to me. This choice feels reversed. Am I crazy? I see. It's less loss of life. I don't know, this seems odd to me. I guess the disfavored are all about eugenics, so it makes sense that they don't care about if a bunch of people die. I got idea, skip dialogue, that's what I do. I'm enjoying this experiment. I'm sorry if you're bored, honestly, but I'm enjoying this. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't necessarily want to side 100% with the Scarlet Chorus. And drastic measures seems like the way to go in terms of taking over this place. I feel like we'll have greater loss of life if we warn them about the Edict of Storms. I'm not bored, I just keep forgetting that this isn't the actual game. We'll get to it eventually. We're only an hour and some change into the game. But at the same time, this would make us look less like assholes. Let's go into the Scarlet Chorus again. Kairos' wrath was intended for the cowardly regions of Stalwart, not those unfortunates swept up by the calamity of their leadership. A warning in advance of the spell would give locals time to prepare for the devastation to come. You were content to let punishment fall on the innocent as lightly as Kairos' will allows. Comforted that you might yet spare lives, you broke the seal of Kairos' Edict of Storms and read the Overlord's incantations. The clear skies darkened as you read the final words of the edict. A flurry of wind and rain whipped through the rolling plains and craggy canyons, turning rocks, uprooted trees, and hapless soldiers into hazardous shrapnel. Armed with a measure of foresight, you were able to remove yourself from the area before the storms grew more violent. Over time, nearby communities told of cyclones consisting of thousands of soldiers' worth of limbs, spears, armor, and skulls. What's more, the weather showed no sign of dissipating. Several units of disfavored who fought the enemy in spite of the advancing storm were caught up in the Overlord's magic. The few survivors regrouped and nursed their wounds. Their failure to top the Stalwart Legion shamed them into believing the dead more fortunate. The name Stalwart fell from use. People took to calling it the Blade Grave for the remade landscape festooned with the iron and bronze and armaments of two once great legions. As Kairos' forces departed, you spared a glance back at the ruins of Stalwart, marveling at your work. You didn't have long to rest before Tunon called you into service once more. Oh, we took the city. Let's go. We also kind of destroyed it, but... You've reached the end of the Kairos conquest. Do you want to continue or erase your progress and start over? We ain't about that. I'm not more... Because it reminds me of those games where you make decisions and it's like a slideshow. Well, it's... We're getting into it. Finally. I like my choices. I think I was decently on both sides.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
If you love Exposition, you should play Horizon Zero West. You get Exposition for about Townos before the game actually starts. I do intend to play Horizon at some point. I bought Horizon Zero Dawn ages ago. It's still wrapped up in this box. It's still got plastic wrap around it. It's like, I know Sorcery's a game, but I've never played it. I don't know anything about it.
But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely.
It's interesting that this is told from the perspective of the people being invaded.
Those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
Don't play the first one for the first 10 hours. The second one's just a long-ass recap of the first one. Really? That sounds awesome.
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers.
I think my favorite, one of my favorite things that Donkey had to say about the Horizon games is that Horizon Zero Dawn will forever be remembered as the game that came out before Breath of the Wild, and Horizon Forbidden West will be forever remembered as the game that came out before Elden Ring. Because that feels legit.
And Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict. A magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order.
Oh good,
be
so we
removed.
all die if we fail.
The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you
So I get to kill
finally make
everybody.
your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you.
No going back.
You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Nah, man, we got good viewership right now. People are just, what's the word? You know the word. You know what I'm talking about. Lurking. People are lurking, and that's fine. I'm happy for them. Oh, good. My portrait that looks nothing like me is always in the corner. Welcome to Teradus. If this is your first visit to the world of Tyranny, watch for these windows to help you become familiar with the game. You can disable tutorial messages anytime from the game options menu. Got it. Kyros, the Overlord, be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. The disfavored warrior claps her gauntlets to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. I see how it is. I'll stop watching SMH. I literally said lurking is fine. I have no problem with that. The commander wouldn't say why the governor of Lethian's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Nerat. She catches herself, clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons so we might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. Conversations involve you, another character, and sometimes additional parties like bystanders or companions who may interject. I know how talking to people works. That's kind of an unnecessary tutorial. Well, of course I have to read all the dialogue. I have to know what the fuck's going on. The choices you make may change how the story develops and will build a reputation for character over time. People in this world learn how your reputation, good and bad, and respond accordingly. Picking the skill option grants XP. In what fucking RPG is that not the case, Bill? Your character attributes, skills, history, and gender, as well as decision you made in the conquest may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Each character who speaks to you will display a banner beneath their portraits. These banners indicate which faction this character is allied with. The tooltip on these banners will provide details about how that faction feels about you. You will often see the names of important characters and locations displayed in a gold text color. That is orange, and you cannot convince me otherwise. The tooltips on these glossary entries may provide you with important information about the world. Okay, so I'm still the governor of Lethian's Crossing, even though I'm not there. Still, I still gain favor with them. Let's see. Okay, so I have neither favor nor wrath with them, and I'm closer to favor. That's great. That's a great place to start, personally. It's about to make me play this again. What is an Oathbreaker? In honor of the Vendrian army reigning on the surrender of 429, soldiers in both the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus now refer to these tiersmen as Oathbreakers. It is perhaps one of the few points of agreement between Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus. Reneging on the surrender of 429. Oh, I see. I see. So those are the people who are revolting right now. Okay. I'm in a hurry to deliver messages to the Archons. I come bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. I don't know if I should tell that to a foot soldier. Can you hear that hum in the air, that glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Wow. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know about such things, but if that was Kairos magic and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague? An edict of twisted bones? I'm still not going to tell her what's going on. I'm just going to tell her I'm in a hurry. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you any further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Her voice falls faint, silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from the outside the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrived, but they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Sounds good, bro. How do I attack him? There we go. Tyranny uses a pausable real-time combat system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. The start of combat. Press spacebar to pause and unpause the game. Your character can always perform basic attacks using their equipped weapon or their fists if fighting unarmed. Characters will also have special abilities and spells they can use in combat. When a character is selected, their ability bar displays their hotkeyed abilities. As new abilities and spells are gained, they are automatically added to the ability bar. All of your character's abilities and spells can be accessed by selecting the category icon at the bottom of the selected frame. Abilities are grouped into talents, spells, combo abilities, artifact abilities, reputation abilities, and stances. Category icons for weapon sets and quick items follow. My god, this is so long-winded! To use an ability, left click on the ability icon or press the hotkey corresponding to its location on the ability bar. Your cursor will change to indicate whether your mouse is over a valid target for the ability. If the cursor has a red X in the corner, you are not over a valid target. If the cursor has a pair of feet in the corner, you'll need to move closer to the target to use the ability. For abilities that target party members, healing spells, buffs, etc., you can click on the party member's portrait to target the ability on the party member. Press escape at any time to cancel targeting the ability. All characters in the game, friend and foe, have 5 primary defenses against attacks: parry, dodge, endurance, will, and magic. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, equipped items, and other effects. A character's accuracy is based on their skill with the type of weapon they are wielding. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defenses when an attack is made to determine how likely it is the attack will hit. There are 4 possible results from any attack: hit, critical hit, graze, and miss. A critical hit increases your damage, while a graze reduces it. With each attack, you gain experience in the weapon skills used to make the attack. Even a miss will grant some experience. Great. Thank you. You want to maybe assume I have some intelligence and not spend so goddamn long explaining shit that doesn't need to be explained next time. That'd be great. I don't know which corner of the screen I'm safe to be in right now. God, that's just so much. I'm gonna thrust him.
Take that.
Did I thrust? Oh, it's a very slow thing. Do I control her too? No. Disengage. Why am I disengaging?
Will do.
I'm gonna atrophy this motherfucker.
On it.
Use the fucking... Oh my god, I don't understand how this works at all. There we go. I think I see. I'm on a global cooldown for any of my attacks. So I have to just... Let's debuff this guy some more. These battles are going to be extremely long at this rate. I think I just missed that motherfucker.
Will do.
I just felt a searing pain in my eyeball. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Oh my god, my eye hurts. Can you die already, bro? I see how it works. I see how it works. There's 6 categories. Pause. There are 6 categories of... Oh my god, my eye hurts. What? I don't know what's happening. I have to go wash my face, I guess. What the fuck is happening to my eye? God, what the fuck is happening? There's just like a random stabbing sensation in my eye every couple seconds. What the fuck is happening? It really hurts. No, there's nothing in my eye. I've never felt this before. It's like there's a specific spot in my eye right here where it feels like someone's jabbing me in the eye constantly. What the fuck is happening? I don't know what it is. It's like not on my eyeball either. It's like my eyelid, but also it fucking hurts. Stop. This compared to the credence that was Bayonetta on Wednesday, it's polar opposite guys. Games, really. There's nothing in my eye. I know what it feels like to have something in my eye. This is different. There's 6 categories of talents available to your character: leadership, defense, power, agility, range. Fuck it. I'm done with these tutorials. They're too goddamn long. I'll figure it out.
Aye.
The avalanche is blocked. Does think you could fit through the rubble? Probably. Hello. This battle system takes a very long time.
On it.
Get burned to death, idiot.
Will do.
Aren't I like a commander? Why am I'm carrying out the commands of the goddamn Lord Commander of the entire world, and I'm still just fighting on the ground like a fucking idiot?
For the queen! Right.
I've had far worse.
This is a really engaging combat system. I really like how I just have to wait for things to happen.
Can't do that.
Yes, you can, idiot. Imagine trying to speedrun this game. I imagine speedruns of this game take a very long time. You good, bro? Can I talk to him, or we're still in battle, aren't we? Dead guy? Mushroom? Give mushroom.
Try and catch me, worm.
A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vandarian guard attackers. Avoiding the weapons with fluid grace, she nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countrymen. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate finder. Here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery?
She nods to the armed soldier, bearing down on her. That depends. Who are you? She's Scarlet Chorus. I'm friends with them. I'm about to prove you both wrong. He's going to speed this game into oblivion. I'm going to turn this game into... We're going to do a full conversion mod, turning Tyranny into oblivion. For the realm of Apex, charge! The Vandarian guard leveled the weapons in advance.
Heads up. We have company. If I can't move, I can't dance.
Oh, good. I have them both on. I'm both of these people now. I gained an ally. Did I gain a new ability? Big bitch and verse. Oh, it's a combo ability. Interesting. Was that our attack? That was our attack. Okay. We'll bleed this motherfucker. Burning iron.
Will do.
Go for it, verse. Oh, I see. That was the range of the attack, not the effect area.
Will do.
Reminds me of Dragon Age. I never played Dragon Age.
Count on it.
It never looked like a game I'd be into.
Aye.
These fuckers are dead. I think my attack just missed. That's poggers. Got him. Dead guys. Cringe.
I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
The fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction. I impressed her. Now she's my girlfriend. And also immediately has become has become part of my faction. Epic.
I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. I'm ready if you are, not so fast. Explain what you're doing here. Why are the Vendarian guards attacking now? You fight like a storm. What's your role in the army? You're just missed, soldier. If I need you, I'll find you the Scarlet Chorus camp. No, I like her. I like Verse. She's kind of a cutie. Explain what you're doing here.
The voices of Nerat told me to intercept you at Edgering Ruins before you busied yourself solving all of the camp's problems. Guess I was too late.
A little bit.
You're due for a meeting with the Archons, but we should handle the small matter of this ambush first.
Why are the Vendarian guards attacking now? She sounds really tired of my questioning already.
Battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. That or they're really, really desperate to get beyond the mountains and couldn't wait until nightfall.
I don't care about a role in the army. She's part of my army now.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching. No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
Verse furrows her brow and focuses down on the battle to come. Hang on, we got people to pillage though. Ooh, armor. Whose inventory is this going into? Just give me all of it. I'm sure it'll all be useful. How do I look at where's my inventory? There it is. Have I found better armor yet? Oh, that's all, that shows my tits. That's epic. Phalanx. It's got better DPS, less recovery, but DPS is where it's at. It's still one-handed, so lesser healing potion, lesser sigil of reaching grasp. I don't have enough lore for that. What about Verse? Nope. Broken helmet. Oh. Let's go, you idiot. Do I just like both of us to move both of us? It's kind of a lot of hoes. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendarian guard warrior roars with his falx held high. His words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Oh, I'm planning to kill them all. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon towards you. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness and lay down your arms. I should just kill him. Then we'll settle this with bronze. The warrior points towards you, ordering his men to advance. Those fools don't know when to stop. I like that. As he signals his men to charge, a sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus, reinforcements, hurry! Oh, I guess I have more friends. Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape! From the red mob of reinforcements to the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter describes a series of spells in the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendarian guard warriors as the chanter's magic warms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. The warrior justice along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus' roaring challenges. No, don't engage them. We need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears. The warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Shouldn't have challenged us, pussy. If you weren't ready for a fight. Companion versus join your party versus a cable, blah, 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 blah. Two characters your party, blah, blah, blah. Companions. Control your companions directly or enable their AI to have them attack and use their abilities automatically. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm not controlling this dumb bitch. Tell her AI to do it. How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I change their AI? Formations? What the fuck? I think your AI is already on. I don't know. Well, she's an archer, right? She has archer abilities. She has both. Default is fine. Okay, sweet. I only have to control myself then. Oh, I'm kind of dying. That's poggers. I'm about to die. I am about to die. Wait, I have a health potion, don't I? Oh, this is still happening. Take the potion. How do I drink the potion? Go away. Drink the fucking potion, dude. What the hell? There we go. Now I'm not dying as much. Still dying, though. If he's on fire, he won't be attacking me anymore. Or not. Ow. Sweet. Hey, her AI is certainly not doing anything. What are you doing? Whatever. Come quick. We have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Commander, I barely know her.
I got it.
Can we like stop and rest? Oh, my health's regenerating pretty good. Oh, good, G. They're gonna throw him off the cliff? That's what he gets for being a weak pussy. Store your weapons or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Concerned between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him! Worry not for me. Graven ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracer and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? Ha, I get it. Penetration. This blade, with a little jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drasus' matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Release the prisoner and you might not know the inside of a cell. You heard Drastus, let him die. Should I try to convince him? And I'm sure that cell will have a daily visit from the Scarlet Chorus cads thirsty for a bit of torture. He shakes his head, pulling the captive closer. I'd rather take my chances with death. Now that's unfair. I assure you, it's more a hunger for torture than a thirst. But you are correct. We have no charity left for those who have laughed at our mercy once before. The blood chanter slams the staff on the ground, curling her finger with a quivering hand. If you fools won't deal with him, maybe I will. Whatever you're thinking, don't. Not until Commander Drastus is safe. We'll try to help him. You've gained wrath with the Scarlet Chorus, you've gained favor with disfavored. That's ironic. Tyrell dashes this blade across Drastus' throat. Blood gushes out from the commander's neck, drowning out his final words. Tyrell points the bloody knife towards you. Death to Kairos! Death to the Archons! Well, we didn't save him. The moment Drastus' body falls to the ground, the disfavored soldiers pound forward, quickly reducing the Oathbreaker to a bloody mess. Drace's death will be a setback. He was a fine steward of this steadfast. Aurora swallows her lips, pursed in anger. But with the losses we've sustained in this war, I'm next in the command. I will aspire to be half the leader Drace was. Man, this bitch is right, like, motherfucker isn't even buried yet, and she's after his promotion. One of the soldiers found some mage blather on the Oathbreakers. Aurora holds up a rolled sheaf of parchment. I figured you being trained in letters could perhaps... Trained in letters? Can this bitch not read? Aurora looks down at the papers, her face blushing, and quickly thrusts the sheaf towards you. All that training and nobody taught you how to read? No, I guess I was too busy learning not to ask rude questions. Are you going to read this or not? Oh, fine. I'll read for you, dumbass. Repeating the same messages in different written text, the Department explained the Vandarian's guard desire to overthrow Kairos Archons and rout their armies from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather in Vandarian's well. Recruitment material, they were trying to bring more traders to the fight. There were likely other groups trying to flee the valley, but we can rest knowing this. We stopped this group. A shame it's at such a high cost. The Archons are expecting you at the disfavored war camp. When you're ready to leave, exit by the southeast gate and keep going that way through the foothills. Is Verse staying with me? Sick.
Will do.
Defeat the remaining rebels. Are there more? Who's this? Cosma? Fatebinder, what an honor to have one of Tunon's courts visit our humble holdfast. Need supplies? Bursting with energy, the merchant slams their palm down on the top of a crate. If so, you've come to the right place. So what will you have today? She spreads out a welcoming armor of wares. Let's see what you have. Cool. So what all did I pick up? Is any of it useful? Oh, I can sell to her. Oh shoot, I just kicked my camera. I'm sorry. Oopsie. Did a little push the camera around. My bad. Let me sell my crap to her. How's this work? Is this what I'm giving to them? Okay, yeah, seems like it. 80 copper rings and 1 bronze ring. Ain't got no iron rings? Damn. Now I've got some cash to throw around. Are all the staffs two-handed? Can you not get like a one-handed wand? It's kind of lame. What's going on here? Guess it doesn't matter. Damn, everybody dead. Do some sell some spell scrolls. I don't give a shit about spell scrolls. Weapons and armor are strewn haphazardly around the cart. Every blade shows sign of rust, and every piece of armor is in need of repairs. Sounds like our forces are stretched a bit thin. Wasn't I supposed to go to the southeast? Is this not the southeast? I guess I'm supposed to go through here. I like how Verse is just like, I guess I'm traveling with you now. Why can't I, like, look further than this? Is this the end of the place? Ow. 2 hours and 45 minutes to complete your journey from the Edgeling Ruins to his favorite camp. Okay. Spell scrolls are how you use the magic system if that's what you'd like to do. Well, piss. Actually, speaking of piss, I kind of need to do that. So at a moment, I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's up? The voices of Norat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the Saurus, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story, so let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm actually telling the expense of the siege. I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. I have nothing to tell you. Why suspicious? What else has the voices in the rat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgering Ruin. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of the crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Martani River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. Sounds like someone's a bit jealous of my having a bath to bathe in. I don't want to lie to my new friend, but I also don't want to tell her I'm here to kill everybody. Why so suspicious? Just a feeling I got. When the Archons are together, the air gets taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think there's no amount of compromise will get them seeing eye to eye. So why invite a mediator from Tunon's court? Doesn't add up. Can I just tell her that I was a mediator for like the past 3 years and that because of me we captured 2 major settlements that gave us a serious foothold here? I'll just tell her the truth. I want her to be friends with me. That makes a crazy kind of sense considering how long the siege has taxed our armies. I can understand why Kairos would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? That is not for you to know. If you're telling the truth, I suppose I'll hear about it soon enough anyway. She nods to herself. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard that Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line. That sounds exactly like the attitude to set this campaign in the right direction. I don't envy you in the task of getting them cooperated, which sounds about as easy as teaching a tornado to heal. At least you sound like you know what you're doing. This war tent is just past the center of camp. One last thing. Be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Alright, I gotta piss. I'll be right back. Ugh. Can I talk to these losers? What's going on here? Hail, Fatebinder. The disfavored scout nods at your approach. Camps on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll. But she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I am not allowed to trade one thing for another. It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or something like, or anything of the sort. You're on disfavored lands. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful they're even listening to you speak. The Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack the proper permits, your goods are forfeit. Is this guy at Lethian's Crossing? If he's from Lethian's Crossing, then he's one of those favors boys, isn't he? A trade permit? Well, how is it? I mean, to whom should I speak for such a thing? Not to us and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunon. But we'll lighten your burdens and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tunon may be argued before me. I like that. I really like the idea of just really taking command in this new land. You'd best start making a very strong argument as to why I should help you. You've lost favor with the disfavored. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel. And the warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the fate binder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courteous demands we listen. The soldier clears their throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Being agent to tune on his big PP energy. I like that idea. I kind of like that with this game, I'm not starting as some peasant warrior like with so many RPGs. I've got status already, and I'm fucking here to throw it around. Well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly any army will need those. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lanolin assaults your nose. These are essential goods to the war effort. We should leave the supplier intact. What a coincidence. Your family recipe for wound paste smells like the Scarlet Fury's own concoction. Where do you steal this? If the disfavored have a reason to question these items, I shall trust their judgment. How about I question these items? I don't. The merchant tenses up, his face flushing. I don't know what you're getting at. To the disfavored. I think this tearsman needs a little roughing up. You are right. Kill this liar and share the proceeds with the Legion. So what's the difference? One of them he just dies, and one of them he gets the shit kicked out of him and learns a lesson? I think we'll beat the shit out of him. Slow down. I'll tell you everything. Just don't hurt me. I found most everything out in the forest of the valley. I'd keep my head low when I heard sounds of comment, then I'd take a look and grab whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. I see. So then you stole from the disfavored dead? How else did you get your hands on that iron? The scout points at the merchant's cart. You would come here and sell us our own armaments? If anything has an owner, I will return it, but this iron would have turned to rust if left in the mud of the battlefield. The disfavored are few in number. Is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. You may trade your wares freely, but lie again and I will have you killed. Disfavored will tolerate your presence, but you will pay them handsomely for such charity. Leave this cart as a gift for Graven Ash, then leave and never come back. So from the Archons and then wish to sell it back, your life ends here. I like the paying handsomely one. We will? The disfavored soldier clears her throat with a cough before repeating herself in a more upbeat manner. We will. It tickles me to make exceptions for this vulture, but if you'll supply the disfavored without profit, perhaps this indiscretion is for the best. It's not like our larders are overflowing. A work slave to scrounge positions would be an asset. Thank you for interceding on my behalf. I know my life will now depend on showing the disfavored due gratitude for suffering my presence. If I must grovel a bit to earn my daily grain, so be it. I think I solved that pretty well, all things considered. Did I make a merchant friend too? Or nope, can't talk to him anymore. What's up, pussy? Well, look at you! Our gatecrasher from the court is still in one piece. Does that refer to the... Gates of Judgment is a name given to the mountain pass separating the tiers from the Northern Empire. The treacherous scree slopes and deadly rocks create a nigh impassable barrier responsible for centuries of peace between the two nations. Oh, that's right. I busted that up, didn't I? They like me for that. The guard pounds his chest in a salute. Welcome to disfavored camp. Always happy to have an honorable ally pay us visit. I'm sorry about the helmet. It's hard to tell a face. No reason for you to remember me. I was 2 files over, 1 rank behind. The long beards in the Legion were so mad at having to, in their words, babysit Tunon's novice. But you fought well. Not as well as us, but certainly better than most of those dumb pukes in the chorus. Verse isn't going to like that. Go on in. The soldier gestures towards the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You'll find them in the war tent, center of camp. Okay. So far, so good. No one's tried to kill me yet. Is this where I'm going? Or is this where I'm going? I am Lucia. This is Marcus. The disfavored soldier points to the armored man next to her. And you must be the Fatebinder. From under her helmet, you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to hospitality, Marcus quickly interjects. Well, you remain on the disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? How have your skills failed in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? What's it like serving with the disfavored? Marcus, I'd like some training. Lucia, I could use some training. Farewell. I don't have anything to say to these fuckheads.
Can't do that.
The Archons wait you inside, Fatebinder. I'm about to meet the two big boys that I've been commanding. Who the fuck? Who's who, do you think?
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tiersmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
So this guy's the disfavored fella. The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy. You winning, son? I suppose.
Shakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
Who the hell are the Earthshakers? Because I'm watching you and I still don't know what's going on. You never know what's going on, Experiment. There's a theme with you. The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks. Twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Voice whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I'm here to proclaim Kiro's edict. The valley is sealed in preparation for this moment. Clear your throat. I want to just establish some big dick energy right off the bat. Excuse me, fellas.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid.
Hey, yo, this man's gone flaccid.
Control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
It's not a theme, you just choose confusing shit. What's confusing about Bayonetta? Large booby lady kills things. What more do you need to know? My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived. The disfavored commander raises her voice, trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guests speak?
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
These two suck. The Archon of Secrets twirls his scepter in a twisting loop, his leather-wrapped hand sweeping the heavy rod with an effortless flow. Are you two just about done? Graven Ash did not like that. They bicker like children, do they not? Fifth Eye's grating tenor pierces the tension in the tent, and all eyes land on the Crimson Spear. I meant only to say welcome. Welcome to our guest, the Fatebinder. The armored trainer bows with Russian elegance, then rises to a salute. And not a moment too soon. Governor Big Bitch, long have we been honored by your iron. Now we are honored by your presence. I must apologize for my lord's tempers run high of late. Governor Big Bitch. I love that. Oh, man. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I traveled long to be here. Glare silently. I really just want to, I don't want to be nice to these guys. I want them to know I'm in charge.
Ah, the Stormcaller. Conveniently late once more. Our eyes and ears tell us you come bearing an...
This guy's an asshole.
The anticipation is killing us.
Yeah, the edict is going to kill you if you don't stop being an asshole. Why did he say I'm late? Didn't I delay the edict for this guy's sake? Why is he making fun of me for being late?
We were worried you'd never make it. So glad that Drostus' demise didn't cause further delay.
The Archon of Secrets turns attention to you. The frozen rictus fashioned into his bronze mask greets you with a permanent smile. How do you know about Drastus? I only just came from Edging Ruin. Are you all done victoring? I have an edict to proclaim.
My dear Binder, we won't be done bickering.
He
until
really
the
likes when I'm rude to
mustache's
him.
hair falls out. We'll pause for you to read your little missive. Go on. Don't keep us all in suspense.
So Graven Ash does not like when I throw around my authority. Narat does. I always gain the favor from Narat when I'm being rude.
Once again, you bring us support in a time of need. We fondly remember your service to the chorus in the taking of the Bastard City. We knew back then you were destined for great things. But we had not anticipated you would be twice honored with the task of proclamation. So, do not keep us waiting. What is the Overlord's will?
The Overlord's loyal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords or all the valley shall perish. It seems you need some encouragement to work together. Kairos' edict will end the lives of everyone in this valley unless Ascension Hall is claimed by Kairos' Day of Swords. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in the valley unless Ascension Hall is taken by Kairos' Day of Swords. This is like super rude. Like really mean. This is still like kind of rude, but it's a little more subtly rude. I don't think Graven Ash is going to like either of those. He's only going to like number one. I feel like I should put down this news as gently as possible. No, I'm here to rush things along. I'm here to make them know we're not fucking around anymore. I'm gonna go with number 2. It's like the sort of rude option, but it's just slightly not too rude. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. It's every syllable crafted by the hand of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your leg, worn from a long trip down to the mountain, feel renewed. The tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls, instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
You can hear how much fun his voice actor is having doing that voice. The Archon of Secrets passes the scepter from one end to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. Bicker all you wish, you're just wasting valuable time. Are you too daft? It is your indecision and bickering that necessitated this edict. Learn to work together or we're all doomed. They call you the Archon Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful. Wow! That is brutal! I'm just calling him out for never saying anything. I like it though. It's fucked up.
I second the fate binder.
Fear with
You have
verse.
Memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
I'm the Archon of Sass. I'm honestly like, I'm kind of here to just, I'm all for not only being like Tunon's great enforcer, but also just being, just coming in here and telling these two, I have a greater rank than you. I don't technically know like the hierarchy here. I feel like I'm kind of in a position where I'm neither beneath them or above them. I'm kind of like a third party, but I'm going to insert myself as above them and better than them. The Archon of Secrets turns his head to the side until the face of his mask is turned around and a new facet of the mask presents itself as facing forward. When next the Archon speaks, the trembling voice of a younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the Tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me, please.
You have a remarkably good read of the situation. I'm good at picking up context clues. The Archon turns his head far to the side until the previous face of his mask now looks forward.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mitanni, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
Then enough talking. There's work to be done. My Lord Barak and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. I'm really hoping, and like don't confirm whether I'm right or wrong about this because I don't want to know, but I'm really hoping that this, and it feels weird to say that, but I'm really hoping that this is kind of what the primary part of the game is, this conversation and decision thing. Because the combat kind of sucks ass. Let's be real about that. I really don't want to be involved in combat too much. But this I like. I like these conversations. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley. Here we go. Now we're working together. All it took was God saying he was going to kill all of you.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I know he's being a bit facetious, but I like the ego treatment.
I won't let you down, boss. She'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as she doesn't do anything too stupid.
Oh, I wouldn't put a big bet on that.
And before we forget, we have a debt to settle. Last year, when our warriors got confused about supply lines, so kind of you to understand how things get muddled in the fog of war.
The Archon of Secrets tosses several iron rings your way as he begins to leave. He taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and with one last twirl of his scepter, the Archon departs with his underling. Do I take the cash? You didn't get that? I'm taking the cash. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Graven Ash doesn't like it, but 300 rings? Isn't iron like the best currency?
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end.
Okay, now that the voice is out of the room, we're gonna suck up to Graven Ash a little bit because I lost a lot of favor with him in general.
Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us.
A single iron ring can buy a whole new school of magic kind of wealth, and I have 300 now.
But at least we have allies in the court. My best soldiers have never wanted for a good blade or suit of armor, and I know I have you to thank for it. I fear we will have to call on you for more than just a few works of iron. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective.
Of course, bro.
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I don't like the idea of becoming one of his underlings because that will disrupt kind of my plan to supplant myself as above both of them. In short, a few scouts, I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brother will be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the Outer Valley.
I'm done with chapter 4 of my therapy assignment, 74 pages in, and I still have 11 more chapters to go. Maybe you can just be a little more brief, my dude. The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the chorus manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Mittani. Glares silently. I knew they wouldn't like that, but... The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. So wait, am I being strong-armed into joining them? She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp, due east. Seek him out if you must. I see I have to choose between them. Gaining wrath and favor grant bonuses that are cool. Well, I figured. Should they go in depth and I kind of got lost in the writing process? That's how I write my videos. Can I talk to him some more? The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the map and models displayed out about his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow, and turns back to his contemplations. The first thing you proclaimed an edict. The first time you proclaimed an edict, you gave the enemy a suspicious amount of time to ready themselves. I chalk it up to excessive mercy for a backwards people. But when the edict is against your kin, you follow your order to the letter. That order you follow to the letter. Bow to the Archon. Maybe we speak a moment. I'll show him a little respect. I got to suck off to him a little bit. I tire of this endless battle. I am the Archon of War, and the Overlord has decreed battle. Endless prattle, not battle. If you wish to go help, speak with my soldier. Return when you have done something useful. The Archon of War pounds the haft of his maul against the ground. Oh, he didn't like that. He does not want to talk to me. But it's helping me understand myself as I do it, so I'm fine with it. Well, that's good at least. I guess I'd rather join the disfavored than the Scarlet Chorus. I just kind of don't want to join either of them. I'd rather become their Lord Commander. Where did he say he was going to be? I do not remember. Spell creation? Spells are created using 2 or more sigils. The core sigil determines the type of magic, such as fire, frost, or illusion. The expression sigil determines how that core shapes itself into the world, such as a ball of fire or a frosty chanting weapon. There are several categories of sigils that can accent a spell, granting it a greater range, actually, or providing bonus secondary effects. BRB, the burrito ain't working well. Uh-oh. I'm just going to give my spells really fucky names. Sigil of Fire, Sigil of Atrophy. Let's try to make another Atrophy spell. I only have the one I have right now. Let's see. Which is what I already have. Okay. Did he say he'd be down here? Yeah, there he is. Lord, is your cap for how much a single spell can pack into it? Let's see. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Aranois, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fists in the air. She calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. You spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. Disfavored officer turns towards you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. Need to stay on top of the troops, their skill or rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. It was mentioned your sword and warriors on need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echo Call, and Little Tooth Crossing. The Vandarian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concentrated three-prong attack. I have no right to give you orders, but, her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we all died at Kairos' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. You're damn right I'm good help. Second major attack on the river, correct? What happened last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up the river, but at that point, everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no chorus backup. It was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. She shakes her head, letting out a long, pained sigh. We found bodies washing up the river for days. It's not often that Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the numbers we'll need to take this valley. If you didn't notice already, you have a buff from the edict. Nifty. Really? Are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just chose to disregard our warning? I'm sure the Disfavored would have heeded any such advice. We can pass out blame after the war. Only the other Oathbreakers matter now. It sounds like you lack of caution is to blame, not the Scarlet Chorus. I'm going to go with the Mediator. Quite right. Getting our emotions in the mix won't hasten this campaign. I will assist. I really would rather not, but then our plan just might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet closer to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. I think she's got a bit of a crush on me. We are loath to look with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all on the field. Antio will be leading the charge at the Echo Call Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shields. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. That guy's a big man. Before you ask, no, the Forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and the armor doesn't exactly come off. Oh, jeez. Tactfully, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise it's something of a curse. Tapping your helmet twice, Aranois, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Aranois, I'm just going to pronounce it like that, signals the hulking presence. Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil trait keeps him flexible. That sucks.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
I'm going to nod silently, not really properly acknowledge him because I'm in too high of a position to do such a thing.
Beric, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Just a minute, you two know each other? I encountered Beric in the Stalwart campaign. Though he appears much changed, he's an excellent soldier. He may be as heavy as an anchor, but at least he's not as dense as one. I don't believe we've been acquainted. I know him as well as I knew during the conquest. I've already got a decent amount of favor with Verse. I also have a lot of fear. She's very afraid of me. Kind of want to get Beric on my side here.
You're generous to say so.
Sweet.
I'm afraid I left the better part of myself on the killing fields of Stalwart. But it's still in my pride and honor to serve the Legion.
His voice falters. You can't tell if it's hesitation or regret that stalls him. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we have an observer from the court on our side.
It's just my luck that I'm assigned to one of Tunon's legal clerks. I'm sure you think the rules don't apply to you, but I'm counting on you working with me and my squad to stop these Oathbreakers.
I don't like that sass. How dare you refer to me as a legal clerk? I killed thousands with the very edict that turned you into the monster, the feces monster you are today. I suggest respect. I'm back from the toilet. Welcome. I asked that Beric accompany you to arbitrate the cooperations between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Beric, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You're to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Beric regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Beric. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be stubborn as pulling the spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. I do mind, but I'll allow it anyway. If only so I can put a large object between myself and the enemy. You are but a tool to me, and I want you to know that. I like that. Oh, now he's afraid of me. She regards you with perplexed frown. Beric is indeed here for your protection. If you don't find him suitable for your duty, you are free to discharge him from service. I like that. All right, let's turn on your AI, buddy. Okay, he's already on AI. Am I on AI too? Or is everybody on AI? It's like an all or nothing kind of thing. How many people are going to end up in my party?
Affirmative.
That's not what I meant to do. No, stop it. Stop. Everybody stop. Okay, so now we need to go to some place. How do I open the world map? Does that take me to the world map? Or I just have to go here? Oh, should I look at that, whatever buff I got? Edict of Execution. I get +1 resolve. Nifty. Oops. I was supposed to go to that camp, not straight to the fucking bridge. Oops. What's up, y'all?
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendarian guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. You have me at a disadvantage. You detain a Fatebinder of the Archon of Justice? Unwise. Yeah, I'm going to throw my dick around a little bit.
As unwise as setting foot on our lands with dreams of conquest. If you're afraid of a few words, go ahead and run. Idiots and very young children are often afraid of me, so I understand if you need to retreat and soil yourself in private.
Damn, she clapped back. I'm tempted to just tell her to run, but I want to hear what she has to say.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Is that the guy I killed? You have no recollection as to his exact fate. Everybody died at Edgering Ruins. I don't think anybody got away. So these are all lies. That name means nothing to me.
No, I'm sorry.
Yuzuki Yuki, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard. How you doing? Appreciate you.
If
So
I
she
may
gets
make
it.
one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless tearsmen you've encountered, you are reasonably certain she is asking about the Vandarian warrior that took Dracis hostage at the Edgering Ruins. He did not survive the encounter. Nope. No, he did not. I'm going to tell her he's dead.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone.
I mean, he wasn't really a prisoner. He was threatening my
At least
boy.
I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I have some questions for you. I'll try to be a little diplomatic.
We shouldn't be socializing with Oathbreakers.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
I mean, if I want to avoid actually having to do the combat in this game, I have to try to be a peacemaker as best as I can, while also being a big dick energy kind of guy. It's going to be a hard dance to do. What do you resist, Kairos? What are you trying to save? How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison? Who's in charge of the instruction? Were there prisoner swaps in the past? I'm curious what the reasoning
I grew
is.
up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another
The big
Tears.
bitch dance.
We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
The younger realms were best set with constant battle. You prefer that to Kairos' order? Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight against Kairos' equality? Makes you think you have a chance. But a mage like you would not be the subject of such superstition and fear under Kairos' reign. It's true, women have it good under Kairos. Get some own land. It's pretty sick.
There's freedom, then there's trusting idiots with power. Give a man 1,000,000 marauders, he'll lose sleep worrying over his neighbor's 1,000. I prefer my realms ruled by the braver sex. For centuries we've left the lands to the women, and the seas to the men. And we did plenty fine until Kairos came around.
Wait, what? I thought that was Kairos' way, not theirs. Well, I'm already losing track. Okay, well, how about this one? You want battle over peace?
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
I just kind of do all that, didn't I? How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Nerat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the tiers. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Fucking chorus pussies. If not, Kairos eventually told a war would find you. Who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you, thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge, or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tiers, and take this task upon ourselves freely. The Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendry and Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
So in other words, you do have a leader, you're just pretending you don't. Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Deimos are relatives?
Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously. So I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
That's all.
Fair enough. But now a question for you. The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
It's a good question. If I'd be up front, I can scare them into fucking surrendering, but they probably won't. But it would be good to spread what's about to happen to them. I feel like it's not good for my people to know, but it's good for their people to know. But at the same time, if they know about the if they know about the time limit, then they'll know we're going to get desperate. According to Animal Fights, like there's no escape. I'm more concerned about them knowing about our time limit, because if they think we're playing a long game when we're not, then that could be to our advantage. But if they know exactly when we need to have this done by, they can prepare around that. Such details over Kairos warriors only.
So you will not say. I expected as much. Can it be worse than endless storms or fire pouring from the earth? Not that you'd answer that either. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch. Like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask your
When I
question.
was young, my parents told me the Tiers were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's fate binders can smell truth from falsehood?
What? Good to know I gotta suggest more tactics and strategy decision games. I feel like I'm pretty good at reasoning out shit. But I also generally suck ass at strategy games, so who knows. See, I like this aspect. I like making decisions and stuff like that. But I hate like RTS stuff where I have to like out strategy an opponent or something. I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff. Falsehood on parchment and especially rank smell to endure. Adding details makes it more believable.
Curious. Then I would recommend against reading the work of the sages. You'd no doubt find it an offense to the senses.
Who are the
And
sages?
Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
You're mistaken. An edict's forever. It will end if the Overlord wills it, however. A strong enough anti-magical force can end an edict, not that such things are common. It varies based on the wording of the proclamation. If Kairos provides a clause allowing the edict to end, the clause can be satisfied. The Overlord has some control over the edict, over how the edict lingers, but Kairos only knows the exact details. I'm not against telling them the truth, because if they don't know the wording of the proclamation, then there's nothing they can do about it anyway. So I think I'll go with this.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon.
There's a lot tied up in the sages, but the sword is their wise men who study all sorts of lore. The Tears think they're breaking gender norms, that it's mostly reserved for women. Damn.
You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by house and guild. In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
Okay, good. I got out of this without having to kill anybody.
Right.
Received the message from Tunon? Or missive? Of Kairos. Big bitch. I chose a great name for this. Word has reached his court that you have issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of War and Secrets. Know that we understand fully the weight of this burden and appreciate the loyalty you show in this declaration. Provided you survive this span, your service will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our Overlord's war masters, remember that Kairos watches all with interest. Those who distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the Overworld's esteem. Even now, with northern courts whisper that the more successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole of the peninsula. Similarly, your fortune rests on the decisions you make. Choose wisely. Thank him for the advice. Let me express my deep appreciation for the opportunity. Few in the Empire have the honor of treating with the Archons, and fewer still of reading empowered words of the Overlord. I endeavor always to emulate your exemplary foresight and judgment. Wow, I'm such a kiss ass. Quest clarification. Ooga booga. The interplay of Tunon, Fatebinder, and Kairos Law is my favorite part. Archon Tunon. Am I to understand that the Edict of Execution applies equally to all within the Valley of Vendarian's Well? Tearsman and servant of Kairos alike? Is the Overworld truly willing to sacrifice both the Archon of War and the Archon of Secrets, their armies, and the farmers and herdsmen of the region, and a Fatebinder of no small skill for the sake of killing a handful of insurgents occupying a crumbling ruin? Is it not said that the Overworld has no desire to rule over a wasteland? Man, that's a big question to ask. But still, it again inserts myself as big dick, and I'm not just a kiss ass and Tunon's fucking arm, basically. I like that.
Interesting.
Hidden objects. You discovered a hidden object. Many areas of Tyrannus have hidden traps or chests. When discovered, these objects will highlight for all your party to see. Enable scouting web by pressing left alt to make these hidden objects easier to find.
Slow and steady.
I don't fucking see it. Is that it there? Ooh, poggers. A dagger. It's more potions. Speak with Beric. Does Beric want to talk?
Fatebinder, you look like you need to talk.
Beric nods to you.
What can I do for you?
Let's discuss some immediate concerns. What does he have on your mind? What are your thoughts on me and my deeds? Any reservations I have aside, your military record speaks for itself. You are Tunon's Fatebinder. In my opinion, the matter doesn't come into it one way or another. Cool. What do you think of our travel companions? I'm more accustomed to traveling in the company of soldiers, so I'm out of practice judging the worth of civilians and miscreants. If you had anyone in particular, I'll give them some thought. What do you think of Verse? I try not to. She is a force of chaos, an agent of the voices of Narat. Taking her into our confidence can only lead to ruin. Damn. And yet she is a capable fighter. For the time being, I'm confident that you can trust her to serve your interests and rely on her skill on the battlefield. She may even offer some small perspective on the war. Some useful perspective on the war. Interesting. I was supposed to go here. Clearly. I'm going to get water so I don't kill my throat. Because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling how long I've been talking. Man, I had something I was going to say when I got back, but I totally blanked on it now. Wow, this place looks like shit. The guard places her hand by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is chorus territory. You don't look like someone's conscript. Sure you're in the right place? I am Big Bitch, Fatebinder of Tunon. I'm here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. I'm always in the right place. I like that better. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That walking hunk of rust. What's he, she, maybe it doing here? He's an allied warrior in my guard. You don't want to make an issue of this. His favorite thought, I needed a minder and I don't want to hurt his feelings. Fine, just come in. I'm sure the furry will gut you if you're really a problem. The guard half-heartedly waves you in as she nods to Verse. Where am I going? What is this? Scroll. You've obtained a new magic sigil. Yatta. Sigil of illusion. Plus, sigil of focused intent gives a spectral blur. Masks the target in a blurred illusion, making them harder to hit. Oh, so I can buff one of my boys. Or required 15. Let's give it to you. Can I rename it? How do I rename it? Ah, here we go. Spectral Blur was one of my mainstay spells. Sounds like a good one for like them to use on me. So that's why I'm giving it to Verse. So she can apply it to me. Invisibitch. Here we go. Did that change it for her too? No, it didn't. Shit, how do I take that off her bar? Shit. I don't want it named Spectral Bird. That's a stupid name. There we go. Got it. And now I can't change the name. There we go. Invisibitch. Wonderful.
Yes.
Where are we going? I don't even know what I'm here for anymore. Completely forgot. Do I have like a journal that helps me keep track of everything? There we go. Meet with Antonio at Echo Call Crossing. Oh, I thought I was supposed to come here. Oh, I was supposed to come here if I wanted to join them as like one of their boys, but I ended up joining the disfavored instead. Oh, but can I help both of them? I have to do both, I think. Okay, well, we'll start with this one then. I hear the song of battle. Let's join at once. Back over here, maintain defensive posture. Winded, the disfavored commander clutches his blood-stained chest piece as he takes a deep breath. Gathering his thoughts, his focus is on the scattered wounded men around him. He has yet to notice you. Your plan has been a rousing success. Most of our troops dead, a bridge destroyed, and the Vendarian Guard pushed us back where we started. Ladies and gentlemen, the finest North has to offer. And for your next act? Bitter quip indeed, goddamn. I needed those Furies on point. Don't mock my strategy after working against us. We could have taken them. What's happening? Shouldn't you be on the other side of the bridge? We tried the rest of the Western Bridge. Blow for blow, we had them running, but his gaze drops alongside his gaze. But halfway across, the whole Dram River, just the blood chanter gesticulates, flailing his words. Lurched up! The cursed Mitanni swallowed the bridge and most everyone on it. Only real soldiers we have left are the Scarlet Furies that I, quite wisely, directed into a flanking position. A few of us kept our footing, but the advantage was lost. We had to fall back. As we did, the Oathbreakers surged down the east bridge. We held ground until they fled back across the river, but now we're back where we started with only a fraction of the strength. Antonio's in command. You should have concentrated forces as he directed. A member of the School of Tides is alive and working with the Vendarian Guard. I assure you, she's the culprit. A direct attack was a dumb idea. Better Quip was wise to hold a reserve. I'm just going to fill them in on Ebb. That would explain it. I saw a woman dressed in blue at the other side of the river. Didn't seem like she fit with the others. Had we focused our strength into one perfect lunge, we could have crossed the bridge before the enemy knew it was killing them. But it's not too late. We can use the Scarlet Furies to... No, fool! Stop suggesting ways to get my gang killed. Are you working for the Oathbreakers? We should wait until the enemy is no longer on high alert. Antonio is still in command. Follow his order or I'll find the next person in your gang willing to do so. If Antonio's plan isn't a good one, what would you suggest instead? We can wait and sit for Kairos Edict to kill us, or we can do something. I'm curious to hear what his idea is. There's a time for initiative and a time for patience. We should try a different part in the river or come back later. The enemy is too wary of us now. Are you in such a rush to see Kairos Edict come to pass? Sorry, Quip, but I'll strap you to my back and charge on the other bridge alone. But doing nothing isn't an option. Antonio's still in command. Wait for your heroes to he can do something. If this were a hearing of grievances, I'd let you call the shots, but we are talking about the lives of my gang. Conscripts are a copper a dozen, but Furies, I have worked hard to secure the loyalty of my gang. I will not scrap fine warriors on so buffoonish a plan. Perhaps if you had helped covering the cost of enticing replacement warriors. Perhaps you have helped covering the cost of enticing warriors to your gang. How about you just tell me what you'd like in exchange for your cooperation? Well, now, what would make me happy? The chanter taps his chin as he loudly sighs in faux contemplation. Oh, I know, Fatebinder. Order Antonio here to beg for my help. Make sure he stresses how incapable he is and how critical it is that the chorus rescue him. I will not stand for such insults. This assault is my command, and I'm not about to gravel for your servitude. You had to stomach the insult of losing warriors to your fool plan. Seems fair. This bickering is ridiculous. There must be another answer. This bickering is ridiculous. There must be another answer. Perhaps if you had helped cover the cost of enticing your replacement. I can't read. Ah, see? I knew there was a reason Tunon chose you to be an officer of the court. He grins widely, smiling expectantly. Keep talking. What if I offered you and the Furies first pick of the spoils? 200 rings? Hell no. I'll give first pick since he kind of got fucked. Feh! Do not try to flatter me with what I already deserve. You bitch. It's a waste of my time. And yet it appears to be my only option. I can't end the dialogue some other way. I could make him grovel. Fear with Barrick? Barrick didn't like that. I wish you wouldn't feed this one's ego. He deserved none of the satisfaction he'll take from this disgusting exchange. By Kiros Fist. The fuck, is this game too much reading? Leaves to go read manga? Valid. Command Antonio turns his head aside, spitting through half-muttered curses. Fine. Please, oh please, help us, bitter Quip. Without your intervention, this failed mission will most certainly fail. He turns away from the chanter's impish grin to stare at you with searing irritation. Ah, stretching out a smug victory. He rubs his belly with sated glee. If only I could capture those words in my water skin and have sips of your delicious failure in my days of despair. The chanter nods a satisfied smile. Now that we have that settled... This guy's an asshole. Listen up. For this to work, my Furies need a moment to get out of cover. Fatebinder, you need to run up the East Bridge. Don't get yourself killed, just draw their attention. I'll signal my Furies to send a rope across while you have them occupied. There's no time to waste. Let's hope your gang delivers. Antonio turns to you, nodding with a heavy frown. Thank you, Fatebinder, and good hunting. Why am I being used as bait? Wait, what happened to my 300 iron rings? Didn't I get 300 iron rings earlier? When we go to sleep, I'll keep looking for that sweet, sweet extra viewer. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Where's my money? I thought I got 300 iron rings. This is bullshit. To the bridge. Okay, fine. Whatever you guys want. Where is the bridge, though? The game baited you by saying iron rings, but only gave you 3 bronze? That doesn't make any sense. No, I'm supposed to be here.
see what I see?
Ah, damn it. Stop walking. Why are you still walking? Why are you only you not... Oh, whatever.
I'm injured.
Why did you walk on the trap, you fucking idiot? Why can't I direct myself? The fuck is happening?
Fall before me.
Wait, that's me on the ground? Okay, great. Someone save me. The fuck just happened?
Yes.
Better wait for my health to come back. Party member takes damage, they'll start to lose health. The health bar next to the part will start to increase. When the party member's health drops low enough, they will gain a wound and the health bar will turn red. Wounded characters have their maximum health reduced. Wounds are removed when the party resets or when a character levels up. Party rests or a character levels up. I see.
Aye.
Are we just crossing the bridge? Hang on, am I doing this right? Create a distraction for enemy by attacking the eastern bridge. Okay. I think I'm in the right place. Tawny River forms the boundary of the Avex central ring. River narrows considerably echo call, making it one of the few... Okay, I was still reading that, but that's okay. You. Shoot arrow. Oh.
Not happening.
Step a little forward. Shoot arrow. Shoot arrow.
I don't think so.
Wait, are these guys my friends? No. You there, and you, signaling her warriors to the bridge. A woman in the regalia of Vandarian guard captain pierces the commotion with her shrill soprano. Get over here. The disfavored are back. Guess I forgot a javelin or two. Be a doll, would you? Hurl them back. Wait, not another disfavored. This is a fate binder. She looks you up and down. Odd. I would have expected, well, just more soldiers. Here to convince us to kneel down and lose our heads. Your heraldry, House Matani. Apologies that your river must be dirty with this conflict. I need to resolve this insurrection with as little killing as possible. Change requires bloodshed, but hopefully this war will end soon. The sooner you surrender, the sooner your children can live in prosperity. I'm going to go with the lore option. Shifts an eyebrow. I am honored and will trust that all grievances wash downstream. She clears the throat, thrown by your formality. May the river guide through the valley. Your friend seems to have misplaced most of their squad. Guess they're somewhere in my river, she shrugs sarcastically. My family's been protecting this river for 6 generations, so it's easy to lose track of all our looters and vagrants we've had to feed to our eels. Unless you want to try a running leap over, you're stuck. Maybe try heading downstream to Placid Crossing. We have more warriors there, and I'm certain they'd be just as happy to kill you. Let us across and we will grant you more mercy. The Tidecaster that did this, the same one that met me for a truce. I should ask, yeah. Trying to take talk of our crew. She lets out a loud snort, laughing to everyone. Laughing to herself. We've had unexpected help of late. Kill and rape a realm enough and everyone comes out of the woodwork to shiv you in the air. We will grant you mercy. Hold your oars a second. I have a statement prepared from Captain Ari for just this moment. She reaches into her belt and with an impish smile pulls her hand out to reveal nothing but the local hand gesture for penis. Wait! There's a second missive here somewhere. She feigns scouring her pockets one more and before displaying her phallic gesture again. As amusing as I find this soon-to-be corpse, it appears that our distraction has paid off. He nods to the west. Satisfied, she turns to leave, calling out to you as she does. I wouldn't keep standing there, Fade Bearer. Minder, the river currents are quite unpredictable. Well, it seems like we did what we came here to do, so that's all that matters.
I got it.
Certified pee-pee moment. Why is Versus thing glowing? Give me everything. How did you do that? Versus looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict that casually is reading as supply shipment. How did you do that? I've done it before. Don't I look stupid? You were the one who cast the Edict of Storms as stalwart, didn't you? The one that tore the battlefield apart with the cyclone of Kiros' anger. Conquest. That was me, all right. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kiros more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. They're going places, and I want to see where they lead. If you say so. That's enough for now. What's my inventory like limit? It's just based on how many slots I have. There's no like weight limit. Good. Two-handed sword. What are you wielding? You're a one-hander? Bitch ass. Here, take this dagger. Oh, wait. Never mind. Never mind. I like that hat. Okay, I see how this inventory works. Well done! While you were toying with the Oathbreakers, my gang had the opportunity to set a rope on the collapsed ridge over yonder. The Furies wait to join you in battle. Good work. Your gang has salvaged this mess. What's the plan now? Thanks, but perhaps had you listened to Antonio sooner, this wouldn't have been necessary. I could gain some points with Antonio. Bloody changed her eyes you coldly. I thought such snide comments were my forte. Plan now is to lower that bridge. My warriors can't swim in their armor. The lighter troops, he points squarely at you, can move across the rope, then lower the bridge. We'll meet you on the other side. Crossing by rope, are we? Barrett clears his throat and shifts his weight awkwardly. In that case, I might recommend that I go last. For once, I agree with Antonio. Betaquip points across the water in animated alarm. My gang's been spotted. Go now before they are overwhelmed. Cross the river at the western bridge. Oh boy. This isn't going to go right. Kira's soldier have tied a rope to the bridge. The two halves of the river. It looks sturdy enough to cross by hand. So do it. So fucking do it. There it is. Can we go stealth mode so we don't get fucking murdered?
I'll stay downwind of our enemies.
Good for you, Barrick. Stinky man. Oh wait, they're in battle. We can help.
Look at that, future corpse.
Oh, wait, I'm forgetting how this works. Combo interrupted. You bitch.
Can't do that.
Oh my god.
Got dark all of a sudden.
Got dark all of a sudden. Why can't I do anything? There we go, finally. I think Verse is down. Yeah, Verse is down. That's Poggers.
Why can't I hit anything?
Yeah, I feel that, Barbaric.
Stand tall, Fatebinder.
Okay, I'm dead now, too.
I will aid you.
Okay, I'm out of here. Fuck this. Should have stealthed it. Should have stealthed it. Did I have, like, a quick save? Where was this? 1:44 p.m.? That's like 15 minutes ago!
I cannot. Someone staunch my bleeding.
Ah, god damn it.
I will aid you. I will aid you.
Kill him!
Archon,
Fuck's sake.
lend me your strength.
I don't like this combat at all. It feels terrible. What have we? Oh my god, it sent us back to the beginning of this shit. All right, I'm good for today. I don't want to play anymore. Should have quick saved, got it, but I was thinking about stopping soon anyway. My voice is tired out, and that combat sucks ass, and I don't want to redo all of that. So, eat cheesecake. What is with the obsession with me doing ASMR? I'm gonna have to keep buying cheesecakes to contribute to this bit. You know how expensive cheesecake is? Well, it's an interesting game. I really like doing the conversations and the decision making and all that, but the combat sucks ass, and I don't want to do it more than I have to. So, I think that's gonna be my playthrough. Avoid combat at all costs. Throw around my big dick energy and try to solve their issues without actually having to fight anybody. I can't play this game for too many, like, I can't do like a 5-hour stream of this game like I can other games, because it requires a lot of talking and I really feel it in my throat. So there's that, but I'll definitely keep playing it. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'll play tomorrow. Something. Definitely something. Monday. Honestly, that went better than expected. Did you expect me to hate it? I'm not going into it like wanting to not enjoy it. I'm trying to because I generally don't like these kinds of games, and I don't want to like cut them out entirely as like games I'll never play. So I went into it trying to enjoy it, and I did. But my track record for hits with you is low. What are you referring to? I can't think of anything. Eat cheesecake. I'm not eating the cheesecake. Maybe you said it's the easier setting to make combat faster. Actually, that's a good point. That's one option. If I don't care about doing the combat, then it doesn't matter if the combat is simple. You started with Dark Souls 2. Well, technically I played Dark Souls 2 before you were ever here, so my opinion was set. Speaking of games I want to play, sorry, I'm just looking at the Steam page right now. I want to play this game, Dinkum. It's Animal Crossing / Harvest / Stardew Valley in Australia, and I think that sounds really fun, and it looks really cute. I want to play this game at some point. Probably won't be able to play it for a long time, though. But yeah, tomorrow, don't know what I'm playing. Play Breakdown. The fuck? Teardown is what you're thinking of. I'll play more Teardown at some point for sure. Actually, I could play that tomorrow. I don't know. Or I could play Shipbreaker tomorrow. On Monday, filming a video. Tuesday, recording a podcast. Wednesday, playing more Bayonetta. Thursday and Friday, editing the footage I filmed. And then next Saturday, we'll do more Tyranny. We'll just do Bayonetta Wednesday and Tyranny Saturday until I either finish them or get sick of them. And then Sunday will be our anything day for the time being. Yeah, I got a lot going on there the next week. I don't know, I'm just looking on Steam. And I go on Steam to look at games that I'm not going to buy really frequently. Obviously, I reward you with Stray for enduring this. Nah, bro, don't do that. I'll get Stray at some point. I just don't want to buy it for $30. I think we all do that. I think we all just stare at games we're never going to buy. Well, just because I have this policy now, because I have so many games that I haven't played, I have this policy now of like, I won't buy a game unless I'm going to play it right there and then. Even if it's on like a really good sale, I'm not going to buy it. That's kind of my current policy. So I look on. The only exception is I bought Elden Ring for PC the other day because I wanted to get some additional footage, and I want to see how. I figure I'm gonna buy it at some point then anyway, so I might as well start a PC playthrough. But I'm not gonna play it too much because I'm pretty tired of Elden Ring. But it runs surprisingly well on my computer. I thought it was gonna run worse than it does. Buy hentai games. I have plenty of hentai games already. You weren't here when I got all the Fuda games for my birthday. My friend gifted me 12 Futanari hentai games for my birthday. It was epic. I do a wish list, wait for a discount, put it in a cart, deliver if I want it, remove it from my cart, dance constantly. Yeah. My wish list is huge, and even when they're on sale, I don't buy most of the games that are actually on my fucking wish list. By the way, I mentioned it on Discord, but I fixed it. I fixed my precious controller. My favorite controller ever. I fixed it. Here, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna change this to just chatting, and I'm just gonna here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna use it for a little bit just to show off. But I fixed it, and I'm really happy because I love this controller. It's so fucking beautiful. And actually, it turned out I didn't notice because the left joystick was so fucked, but the right joystick was a big fuck too. Like I would pull up the I would pull up DS4 Windows. You can have it. There's this view you can look at to see like how it's registering inputs, and like it was super jittery and would occasionally like move up a bit up to the left. So what I had to do, I had to like bust open the actuators to clean them out and get it working. But like I fucking fixed it, and it's good, and I'm happy. And that's all I have to say. And I don't know if OBS is going to recognize Elden Ring because I've never tried to play Elden Ring on PC yet. So far, it's not recognizing it, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to recognize Elden Ring, which is strange. What do I have the display set to? It's borderless window. Let me set it to full screen, see if it'll recognize it then. I'm still kind of thinking about Community Valheim server. I think it'd be really fun to do that. That's so strange. I don't know why it doesn't recognize Elden Ring. I mean, it recognizes like Dark Souls 3 when I play that, and it's probably running like the same thing, but I'm sure the window capture will get it. Yeah, there we go. New Elden Ring playthrough, let's go. My character's name is Joe. I just started this character to test performance. It's not even a character I plan to like actually use. But I did some like practice runs trying to kill the tree sentinel guy outside of the spawn. Almost got him, but I lost. I'm literally just opening this up and playing it just to show you guys like I fixed my controller and I'm happy about it. That's it. Look, I'm not moving to the left constantly. Nor is my nor is my vision getting fucked up ever. It's fucking poggers, dude. And also, look how well Elden Ring runs. Again, I'm a bit surprised. Ouchie. I already forgot how this guy attacks. It ran really well on my 1660 Super, which was nice. After Cyberpunk ran like ass. Yeah, I had some real performance issues with Cyberpunk, but it ran relatively well. I mean, I was more concerned, when I decided to buy it for PS5, I was more concerned about the way it was optimized when it first came out. So I'm sure, like, more than anything, it's just optimized better. I know my GPU is the recommended for Elden Ring. Like, if you go on if you look at the recommended stats, or recommended hardware on Steam, it's a 1070. That's what I have, so. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that it runs well. Also, now that I've like finished the game with like a character that dual wielded a lot, I had never done a dual wielding build on any FromSoft game before, but dual wielding is kind of super poggers. Ow. If substantial DLC slash update comes out for Cyberpunk, I want to try it again. That game situation broke me. Well, the thing I love about dual wielding in Elden Ring is that like, if you have the same kind of weapons, like any weapon can dual wield. It's fantastic. What I want to do is a playthrough with 2 colossal swords. I want to name the character Ultra Guts and run around with 2 colossal swords dual wielding that. Can you imagine the amount of damage from 2 colossal swords slamming into somebody? My endurance stat would have to be insane. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked, I mean, I didn't. I thought Cyberpunk was like, okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But the one thing that fucked me over for my playthrough of Cyberpunk is I, like with mini games, like with mini RPGs, I wanted to do crafting. So I put a lot of points into the crafting tree. Because I didn't realize until late into the game that the crafting economy in Cyberpunk is completely fucking busted. Crafting is completely unviable no matter how many points you sink into it. There's never enough points you can put into crafting for it to be a viable option. Crafting just fucking sucked. Cyberpunk was my most hyped game of all time. See, I wasn't on the hype game because I didn't know about Cyberpunk's existence until like a year before it came out. Like somehow I just missed everybody talking about it for the years that it was hyped up. But I looked at it and I was reading the tea leaves. I saw the writing on the wall immediately. Because I would look at the trailers, and the number one thing I noticed in all of the trailers was that virtually everything they showed was super scripted. Like they never showed like any gameplay that was just you exploring the city and doing the side quests. It was all like you were in conversations, you were on like that. They showed footage of like you in like car chase battles that clearly didn't happen randomly. Like they were clearly scripted. Immediately they presented this game as like a super open RPG, the likes of which you would expect from Obsidian games. And I could tell that's not what it was going to be. I just could feel it. And I was so right. I was so unbelievably right about it. And the delays too. The delays and like the fact that they wouldn't let any reviewers use their own footage, and the fact that they wouldn't let any reviewers review it on consoles, or at least old gen consoles. I think it was consoles in general, but I know they wouldn't allow old gen consoles. That for me, I was 100% certain this game's not being what people want it to be. And I ended up being right. And I didn't want to be right, but I was right. I didn't even buy it on launch. I did. I bought it on launch and I tried to play it the day of, but there was this weird glitch with OBS where if you didn't capture the window the correct way, it wouldn't show properly. It's hard to explain, but like in game, like there was this glitch where like in game, you'd be standing in front of the mirror and you'd see yourself and you'd see the world just fine. But in OBS, like your character would be invisible and half the world would be missing. I don't know what the fuck they did to cause that, but only with like capturing an OBS would it cause that. So I was broken before it even loaded on my machine. I knew it wasn't going to be good. I knew it. I mean, not necessarily not good, but I knew it wasn't going to live up to what people wanted from it. And I knew they were lying about something. I could tell from the trailers. The things they showed were not, That's the thing with trailers, right? Like trailers never show how people actually play the game. They show how the developers want you to play the game. And that's what they account for, and that's what they design for. But that's not what you're going to see as a player. I think like whenever I upgrade my GPU and I get a 30 series, that's when I'll give Cyberpunk another try because I want to play it with ray tracing. Just because the game was still insane visually. It was still great. Like Night City is an insanely cool open world to explore. Although it's also a lying facade because most of the buildings you can't actually go inside of. But that's how I feel. Like I'll give Cyberpunk another chance either when some kind of DLC comes out or when I'm able to play it with ray tracing. I like how the Elden Ring Steam trading cards, which I know most people don't care about, but I like collecting them and I use them to level up my badge. But I like how the Elden Ring cards are super lazily just the loading screens, like the easiest thing they could have made into a trading card. It's just the fucking loading screens. That's so fucking lazy. If they abandonware it, I don't think I'll ever forgive CDPR. I mean, didn't they already announce a DLC? Like, I'm pretty sure they're not abandoning it. But it will still never be what people wanted from it. Like the basic bones of it. The basic bones of it are no good. Like you'd have to redevelop the game from scratch to fix most of its issues. Like you can't suddenly make it like this open-ended RPG experience. That's like the base design that needs to be fixed. That's the thing. Like Cyberpunk is not an open-ended RPG. It's not. It's an action adventure game. They can maybe pull a No Man's Sky. It's not impossible, but like they would really need to basically remake the game to do it. Anyway, the game died. I wouldn't say Cyberpunk died. It's just there's a mindset in video game industry right now that I really, really dislike. The idea of a game dying and that's like a failure on a developer's part. I hate that idea. Cyberpunk is a single player game. You play it, you finish it, you maybe replay it a couple years later. As long as you had a good time on that initial playthrough, what's wrong with that? Games don't need to be played forever at infinitum. No one plays it because everybody played it. It was one of the most hyped games in existence. People played it and then they stopped playing it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like people having that mindset of like, if you don't play it, if games don't have consistent player numbers forever, then it died. You don't need to play a game forever. Sometimes people just stop playing a game. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that mindset is what's pushing developers to make Elden Ring. You know, this 100-hour experience that people are going to play for weeks. Like, that's unnecessary. Tetris kind of fell off plus health plus ratio. Yeah. That's definitely my opinion on it. But like that really, it does seem to be like the mindset that a lot of gaming outlets and players are going for. It's this idea that like, if people aren't playing your game, then you failed as a developer. And like, no, that's not the case at all. You play a game and you finish playing it. That's fine. God of War is like one of the best games I've played in the last 2 years. I played it once and I stopped playing it. That doesn't stop it from being one of my favorite games. just because I wasn't able to play it forever. I prefer it. I prefer when they tailor like one really solid experience for you and then you're done. And I want to have to keep coming back to a game, especially if the game doesn't benefit from that kind of design. Now, certainly, there's also no problem with games that are designed that way. You know, Monster Hunter is also one of my favorite games ever, and that's kind of one of those games that you keep playing. But, you know, there needs to be a balance. There needs to be some games that are like that and some games that you just play and finish. I'm not eating cheesecake. What is with you? I'm hungry, but I want a meal. I don't want a single slice of cheesecake. I'm going to go make myself a sandwich. I'll eat that. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I think there needs to be a balance. There needs to be games that you play continuously and games that you play once. And there's nothing wrong with either one. Bastion's like that for me. I did not like Bastion, but it was also many years ago that I tried to play it, so who knows if I still hold that opinion. You guys want to see my super cringe Bastion playthrough from years ago? 2017, I think? Yeah, there it is. 5 episodes. I don't think I really understood Bastion.
Hello, everybody. This is your captain speaking, and welcome
Fuck
back
off,
to
you
Bastion.
idiot.
Zolf, let's be friends.
This bothered me. I hated the art style of Bastion. Why do they all look like kids?
Oh, that's a big gun. Ooh. Oh. Hello. I like this guy.
Fucking cringe idiot. Stop making videos, dumbass. I played Transistor. I really liked that, but I never finished it. I did not like Bastion, and I enjoy Hades. I don't love Hades. I'm kind of sad I didn't love Hades because when I find like a really solid roguelike that's like, fuck yeah. Now I have another casual game that I can play whenever I want. You know, Risk of Rain, and Dead Cells, and Rogue Legacy 2 and Rogue Legacy 1. Like, those are games that I'll just continuously play for years to come. But like Hades, I'm kind of like, I want to finish that game because I do like it, but I don't see myself continuously playing it. I do really like Hades. Like, the writing in it is incredible, but it doesn't feel great to play a lot of the time. I think some of their enemy designs could use some work. They released merch just a couple days ago, and there was this one shirt that they had available that I was like, oh, I so don't need that, but I so want it. And then, like, they sold out of that shirt, so I guess that wasn't the only one. Here, this shirt. Restock plans. They're planning to bring it back. It's a shirt of Magerna. Just look at it. It's fucking sick. I love that design. I love the sleeves. I love the usage of color. It's fucking fantastic. I want that shirt. But it's expensive. The other one is this one, and this is okay, but I'm not as into it. Yeah, isn't it sick? I want that. I also kind of want the Dusha plush, but I wouldn't know. Dusa plush, but I have no idea what I would do with it, so. Do you guys want to see? I can really quickly edit it so that it doesn't dox me. But do you guys want to see my editing reel? My demo reel? Shouldn't take me more than a couple minutes to make it so it doesn't dox me. I'm just gonna have to make sure I don't save after doing this. Delete that. Delete that. That has my contact information. And we'll just put a big black mat over top of this. Shut up! I also totally remember your full legal name from your mom. I want to answer the phone when my mom calls me on stream, but she keeps doing that. And I keep telling her not to. Shouldn't be that hard. I love my mom, but goddamn. Okay, I think that should be all good. Now I just have to let the files render here. I'll just show you that my screen while it does that. My stream might also lag a little bit. It takes a lot of RAM too. I've got my Premiere set up so that it just destroys my RAM usage, my memory usage. So, you know. And I realized, I just remembered something. Like I was talking a couple weeks ago about the way I built my computer and how I kind of tried to future-proof it by having 32 gigs of RAM when you only need 16 for gaming. But the thing I kind of forgot is that I'm an editor and having a shit ton of RAM helps a lot. So having 32 gigs of RAM was actually a genius idea. Do you have Payday 2? Yes, I have played many hours of Payday 2. Mostly thanks to my friend Sean, who has played many more hours of it than I have. It's one of our best games for 24-hour live streams. I played 136 hours of Payday 2. He has played 710. So this is the end screen of my demo reel. Imagine this saying my full name with my contact information, both of which I've taken off of here. So it looks really bad because it just says Mac on black, but normally it looks much better. I should probably send Steam gift cards instead of bad games. That's an idea. Send it to who? Your friends? You? Why would you send me? Why would you send me Steam gift cards? You send me $25 a month right now. I need people to play with because I don't know how to play. The game's definitely got one hell of a learning curve. It's like it's one of those games that like me and my friends have played it so much that it's a super casual game for us where like we don't really have to pay attention to the game. So it's great for when we stream because like the focus can be on like us and our conversations while the game's just like a medium to create that. But like it takes a while to like get to that point because it's mostly learning the ins and outs of the individual missions, and there's certain ones that I don't even know. Like if you give me Shadow Raid or Murkwater, is that the one where you're in the trains, where you're underneath the trains? Like we're good on that. This isn't China. Sean, we're talking about Payday 2. Chime in. If you give me those, then I'm fine. But like, there's certain ones that I haven't done, mostly because Sean doesn't like them. That like, if you told me to do it, I'd have to learn it. Learning Shadow Raid was a trip. Sean, me, and Jake. It took us 3 hours once to beat Shadow Raid once, but now we beat Shadow Raid really easily. Okay, so in this beginning section, there's just an awkward black box blocking out my first initial, so that's gonna look really bad. But now you know. So here's my demo reel. It's probably gonna be very loud, FYI. Actually, I'll lower the volume on my desktop. Oh, I'm kind of blocking it, aren't I? That's fine. There you go. That's it. The Premiere kind of lags a little bit during some of these transitions. They don't lag in the actual like exported version, like this part. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Originally, I had text. Actually, I still have it because I didn't want to delete it in case I decided to use it again. But I had text down here that like popped up to say what I was showing, but I didn't like how it looked. And it's one of those things like people who are looking at the demo reel know. They know what it is, so I got rid of that. I hate Alessa, so I refuse to run with Mac. Yeah, that's the one. That's one of the ones I don't know anything about. The yacht heist too, whatever that one is. Like, I just wait for Sean to tell me what to do. I don't know what to do on that one. I really like my favorite part is this part. I kind of timed this by accident. I was trying to line it up so that like you could kind of see both parts of this because like this is a graphic that I designed. This is like a movement plus green screen. I set all of this up and then like it cuts to this part. I realized when I put it into this part that I could time it really well with when like the saxophone starts or like when the song starts back up. So it looks really nice where like there's like this boom and then like the transition happens and I really like it. I really like that. It may be useful if it's being sent to a layman. Yeah, but why would I be sending it to a layman? I'm trying to get a video editor job. That's my favorite part of the entire reel is just this end part, which is good because you want the ending to be strong to leave them off on something good, but I'm really proud of this animation because I kind of thought up this animation before I came up with anything, but you can see like I have white lines that come in, kind of circle and explode out, and that like you kind of see it. I couldn't get it perfect, so I have them fade in instead. Originally, I wanted them to like morph out from the center, but they kind of fade out. But you can still see they're like distorted and they shape into the right shape, which looks really nice. And then instead of doing a direct cut out of this, I instead have it do kind of a zoom transition, which I think looks really nice. I'm just talking myself up, basically. Well, that's the thing. Like, I could take the time to like figure out how to make it explode out from the center, but it moves so fast, you're never gonna know. How long does this take? From like when they first appear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 frames. You would never know, unless you went frame by frame, that it doesn't explode out from the center. I can't get any new guns. I have no money. It's okay. Money's you'll come by a lot in that game. Literally, I found 2 weapons that I liked, and I literally never bought another gun. So I can't do heist by myself. You can technically, but pretty much only if you're stealthing it. It's kind of one of those things where it's like always surprising to think how much can happen in like a single frame. Like this right here, I remember this animation, like the dip to white is super short. Let's see from when it starts to brighten to when it ends. I think it's literally like 3 frames. It's like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frames. 6 frames of the white matte. That's it. You can convey so much in a very short amount of time. This like zoom transition too, I think this is only about 6 frames, if it might be closer to 10, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I intended for that to be 10, but it ended up being 9. That's weird. Whatever. I haven't played in a while. I might have to relapse. Got to check back on DLC though. We haven't played Payday in a while. It actually it didn't pop it up at all in the last 2 24-hour streams, I don't think. You got good at green screen because you had to with your hair. It's what I always struggle with my dumb. It's like I talked about before. I'm really good at green screen because my green screen setup sucks and my green screen footage sucks as a result. I have bad green screen footage. So I got good at green screening. I found out through doing this that there are websites where people just post color palettes. So I found a bunch of 70s colors palettes that I could use for this, and I really like how they look. This color palette and the one at the very end are actually the same, but in this one I only used 3 of the colors, where at the end I used all 5, so you don't really notice. This was really fun to do. I really like this part of the edit where the colors change and move along with the beat. I'm really proud of how this color work turned out, because the sky in this shot is super gray. So I went in here and I used an effect called HSL secondary, which allows you to alter specific parts of color to take the gray part of the sky and turn it closer to blue. However, in doing so, I actually made my car blue, as you can see down here. But using a crop with a slight feather, I was able to make it so the car remained white and the sky went blue. Looks fantastic. I'm very happy with how it turned out. That's something else I learned from having to do crappy green screen, is HSL secondary, which is an effective Lumetri color. So I'll show you again what I'm talking about here. If we go into the color panel, this over here on the side is called a Lumetri scope, which shows ranges of colors. Down here, HSL secondary. If I use this, you can see the matte. This is the part of the color that's being affected. Anything that's kind of grayed out is being affected by it. You can see if I disable it, it turns way grayer, which doesn't look as nice. Because like I'm trying to make it look really nice and colorful. So using HSL secondary, I'm able to turn that more of a blue color. And that's something I learned from doing my video essays. Because if you go back to like the first Death Stranding video,
Death Stranding has to be one of the most interesting.
Shut up. You can see how green like the edges of my hair are. Right? And I learned that I could use HSL secondary to pick out the edges of my hair that turn really green and turn them closer to a pink color so that it returns more to the brown. So then if you go back over to my like Chainsaw Man video, which is, newer, we find some green screen. You can see that the green edges are colored out a lot more. You don't notice it nearly as much. I'm really happy with how that looks. Looks like a pain in the ass to green screen. It is. You guys want to see what my green screen process looks like for me? Hang on a second. Let me fix my demo reel. Get rid of all the stuff I changed. And then I'll open up the Chainsaw Man project. I have to piss. I'll be right back, but this is going to take a while to load, so that will work out. I have a ton of footage in this project, so it takes a while to load. I don't think I'll ever be good at editing video, but I love learning about the esoteric stuff. It's one of those things, like, you know how every artist will tell you that art isn't hard? That's how I feel about editing. Like, editing isn't hard to me because I've just done it so much that, like, really simple things that sound complicated aren't. Where is sequences? Do I not have a sequences bin? I usually do. Did I forget to make one? Oh, I'm in the footage folder, that's why. Green screen raw. So here's the original thing. So I mentioned before when I was talking about green screen once that my footage sucks because there's such a color difference in my green screen. So what I do first is I actually reduce the amount of contrast in the green screen so that these colors are less different. Then I go into, I believe it's green screen key. And here's, I assume this is where that's color correction, so we'll skip that for a second. But I don't know why everything has in and out shit on it. So this is where the green screen actually gets cut out. I have a mask to cut out anything that isn't the green screen. And then I have the Ultra key, which actually does it. And if I put on this white background, you can see some things get kind of fucked, these little spots here. We'll talk about that later. But the problem that I often have is that my pants tend to disappear with my green screen. So as you can see, if I decrease how many shadows show, I can get rid of like those little spots that were showing up down here, but my pants also start to disappear along with that. So some of these like blemishes have to remain in order to ensure that my pants stay visible. The drop shadow helps with that. If I turn off the drop shadow, you'll see through my pants here and there. They still disappear a little bit, but the drop shadow helps because it creates a little dark backening. So even on the spots that turn transparent, it's still black underneath. The drop shadow helps a lot with that. Then this adjustment layer here is another color correction. So that adds back in the contrast and saturation that we lost initially. That adds that back in, as well as fixing, as mentioned, the edges of my hair. Then in clips, this is where I have everything cut up. And lastly, when we go into the actual cut, and I'll just have to find a spot. I'm sure there's plenty of examples. It's lagging because I haven't opened this project in a while, so it has to create new caches for shit. Did I do it on this one? Oh gosh, I have to sneeze. Yeah, so here's, there we go. Finally. So what I have to do is, like, when these blemishes are over here, I go in with the opacity, and I don't have to do it all the time, only when it's visible, but I just create a simple mask that gets rid of it and invert it. So now it disappears, and that fixes the problem. And I had to pay attention to make sure it doesn't like cut off my hands at any point, because it will, but that fixes it. And it's only necessary when I notice it. Like if I notice that you can see like little blemishes, that's when I'll fix it. But for the most, like if it isn't visible, especially like on a black scene like this, you're never gonna notice it. I just don't worry about it. So yes, green screening me is a pain in the ass because again, my footage sucks ass. But I've figured out a way to make it work. But anyway, enough of me talking up how awesome I am at editing. I'm going to start doing editing tutorial videos. And if you get into a video editing job, they can pay for training. They'll have to really want me for that. Cheesecake and cat. No, Luna's sleeping and you haven't paid for the Luna moment, so what motivation do I have? I'm going to make a new channel point reward that's cheesecake session. And it'll just be like I have to get a cheesecake and eat it. No, I need to send out my demo reel to some places. There's some local TV stations that I think have a really good chance at getting a job for. Just because like local channels don't get a lot of people who want to work that kind of work. And I don't necessarily want to work for that kind of work either, but if they'll pay me well, then there you go. But also then Mac becomes Nikocado Avocado when we keep redeeming. You know I can limit how often you redeem stuff, right? Like the Sonic, like the Supersonic Racing reward, you can only redeem it once per stream. I can just limit the number of times you're able to redeem it. No. You saying I'm not allowed to do that? You saying I'm not allowed to make decisions on my own goddamn stream? You are Yukon and you dance our fake money. It's not fake, it's a crypto. It's Captain's crypto. This shitcoin is going to take off. I'm going to rug pull you guys. I'm going to start a crypto just so I can rug pull you guys. Like, I could make good content for a few years until I make enough money that I'm able to retire, or I could rug pull. I'll take a beating online for it, but there's nothing illegal about it, and I'll be set for life. So, got him. Feeling on my heist, I'm sad. Payday is a hard game to play if you don't have friends to play with, unfortunately. Personally, I would never play it if it wasn't for the fact that Sean was so into it and like got to be so good at it that I didn't really have to learn the game. He would just tell me the things I needed to know. But it's a really hard game to play without like friends to do it with. It's like one of those ultra co-op experiences where like you really just can't play it on your own. So I would go online, get in some online lobbies, tell them you don't know what you're doing, because people in the payday community are very willing to help out and make some friends or something. What does it mean sent to offshore account? You have two accounts in the game. You have your spending account and your offshore account. The offshore account exists so that you don't get caught for the stealing. But the amount of money you make on a job, you only actually get to use a percentage of it. The offshore account is used when you need to like buy new heists. It's really not useful for much outside of that. My offshore account is what's my offshore account in Payday 2? It's absurd. Not as absurd as our friend of 700 hours, mind you, but it is pretty absurd. Because again, I only play with him, and he's always like the lobby host, so I never need to use my offshore account to pay for stuff. He pays for everything. I have $598 million in my offshore account. Now, mind you, I also have $91 million in my normal account because, again, I bought 2 guns and I never stopped using them. But, you know. Am I using John Wick right now? I think I am. How many guns do I even have bought? Like, this is how many guns I have, and I can tell you, I have multiple loadouts. So this is my Dodge build. So I needed a smaller, faster gun. But then like my big boy build, my loud build, I just have 2 guns, and these are the only 2 guns of it. I literally I bought this. This is the 3rd gun I bought. You can see it. I never stopped using this gun. It's an incredible gun. And this is my stealth build where I just have 2 shotguns, and I have 2 sets of shotguns. I have no money or friends. That's what I'm saying. You got to hop into some online lobbies and meet some people. Otherwise, you're never going to learn how to play the game. The Judge is a beautiful weapon. It's definitely a shotgun. It's not a revolver. I don't know why the game is having such a problem quitting. Payday 2 is also kind of a busted game. It's very poorly optimized in a lot of ways. Go online, tell people, hey, I'm new at the game. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you teach me? Boom. Friends made. People in the Payday community are very nice. Sometimes. Anyway, I'm gonna go make a sandwich and then eat a cheesecake off screen, knowing that it'll make you upset. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow for whatever I end up playing. I just threw my phone. Talk to you later, losers.